of seen him wake up, look at you really long and hard, Ansfred.
Yep.
Just sort of squint.
He's been for a swim.
Sort of dig around, put on his glasses, squint at you again, and then while he's trying to process that, he sort of cocks his head as he hears it. Hears the rumble, almost more feels it in his chest and stuff as he's standing up and stretching, and he's just, do you hear that?
Hello everyone, welcome on in and happy Friday. There we go, I actually turned on the sound for the Discord as well. Yay, now people can hear you.
Amazing.
And we are back with session 4 of 3 of Echoes of Eternity because, well, the players
Part
were...
4 of the trilogy.
Yes. Well, last time...
all the best trilogies have 4 parts. I will stand by this
not
opinion.
6.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
What do you mean? There are only 3 parts to Star Wars. Everyone knows this.
I was thinking about the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is famously the trilogy of 6 now.
Yes.
Ian Colfer has started writing them. Like, no, even Douglas Adams agreed that the 5th shouldn't have happened. The 6th is absolutely unnecessary.
I heard a trilogy of 4 and thought Aragon, and I was like, yep, absolutely, all great.
Oh, fair. Yeah. Star Wars as well. There is only 3 movies.
Somehow
Maybe I'll allow Rogue One.
I won't.
I mean,
Oh, no, Rogue One.
a
possibly
trilogy
Star Wars
of
movie,
4, I'm thinking the Lord of the Rings, because Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit.
and then, but that's 6.
No, books. The books.
Book, yeah, I
Yes.
support that.
Yeah.
And the only reason why the Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
became a
I'll double down with
trilogy
Hunger
was
Games, then.
because the publishers were like, yeah, we're not publishing this brick. It's 3 books now.
We'll publish it as 3 bricks instead of 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because at the time, no one would buy a 1,200-page book.
I think they should have published it as 1 and made the pages extra thick.
Because
Yes.
the middle book isn't really a book.
No, exactly. It's like
It's
this.
not really a
They
story.
walk.
Yeah.
They walk
He's
a lot.
alright.
Anywho,
We haven't
tangents. Tangents, it's something we're good at. I also realized that I'm running the VLC and Sirenscape at the same time, which might confuse more than me.
Yo. Powerful.
Okay, let me see. Why? Hello?
Hello.
Okay, headset did
Ahoy.
a funky. I could. My headset is getting old, and sometimes it activates my microphone, even though I have this thing, and so I heard my own voice coming back at me.
Gotcha.
Because the good and bad thing about this headset is that if I click this, I hear a faint, like I can hear my own voice as a tinny little echo thing. And it's doing it again. I don't understand why, but it's breaking. It's like 4 years old now. Anywho, more tangents. Yay!
Oh,
Good at them.
that's a good call, hun.
And hi, welcome on in. We're here for the Vaesen, like I said. We are also here to raise money. I didn't add that overlay on the thing. I just realized.
Wait, what?
Mooney.
We are
Oh, no?
we are raising money
Love money.
for where is it? Browser. There it is.
Yep.
Every year during the month of June, we raise money for a Pride-related project. This year, it's the Trans Empowerment Project. You can find out more about their stuff if you type in !TEP in the chat, where you can also find a link to the Tiltify campaign where you can donate if you have any money to spare. Please consider yourself first, charity second. Now I'm just trying to find the overlay. There it is. And we're going to do a little bit of a such and then a such. There you go. And yeah, this campaign has been active since Saturday, and on Wednesday we crushed the first milestone.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
Also today, and I need to set this up because I just remembered I haven't. We are running a cheeky little giveaway of Queer Coded by Oliver Darkshire. It's a
Hey.
queer
Yay.
coding of the big bad evil beings of D&D. Such
Fantastic.
icons.
First of all, they already are.
Let's gay the monster manual. Yes.
Yes.
First of all, if you own the monster manual,
think I've got
you
that.
would know
It's really good.
it is gay.
Yes. Yeah, you showed it to me first, Terris, and then I went to bought it specifically for this giveaway. So,
So what is this?
You read their alignment, and you just get a mental image of just.
yes.
That's my
Dragons.
alignment.
That's all.
And so let me go
Yeah,
keyword.
what was this called? Because I need to purchase a copy.
It's-
Recoded by Oliver Darkshire.
Yeah, if you go to DM's Guild and type in Oliver Darkshire,
Oh.
you get all kinds of fun stuff. So for the
Here you go. I've got the
Fridays
link.
this
Although
month,
I'll
it's
grab
not
it, huh?
necessarily good for children.
no,
Oh, this
well,
is so good.
let's just say that one of my favorite reimaginings of Curse of Strahd was banned from DM's Guild
Yeah.
for
I
reasons.
Haven't played it. It's fine.
No, the reason it got banned was because it was fine as long as there was naked ladies in it, but once they had a full frontal of a naked dude, it got banned.
Oh, you can have boobies but no penis.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Well,
because
it's the double
Hate
pube
that.
standard. You can see
Yes.
a lady's bit, but a gentleman's no.
yeah,
No,
and
that could be gay.
also because it's technically a gay relationship portrayed, very dysfunctional. Don't recommend it, and very abusive, because vampire and vampire spawn, not a good power balance. But that was also no. You can't show gay relationships in your stories. Unless
Can
they're
you say
lesbians.
anything for-
Have they ever been on
Yeah,
Archive
I was
of
about to say,
Our
I'm
Own?
like, Thirsty Sword Lesbians is up there, though, and that's fine.
Yes. So that one got banned for various reasons. But there are other bunch of stuff on DM's Guild that I have purchased for this giveaway. So today we have Queer Coded. If you type in exclamation point
amazing.
enter, you will be in the draw for that one. Next week will be the 50-foot tall bikini werewolf.
Yeah!
Fuck yes.
Attack
That's the
of
one I
the-
want.
Attack of the. And
I mean,
then
we all want that.
we have the week after that we're gonna have furry magic,
Hey.
The best kind of magic.
and then at the end, the only thing I could really find that I found interesting myself was a new class that he has written called the Antiquarian.
Oh, I like that.
It's a really interesting class. But yes, those are the Friday giveaways, and then during the week we
Do
have
tell
other
later.
of the massive log of spare books I've gotten from supporting various bundles.
Yep.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
That would be good and only enter the ones.
That happens to me with video games.
Yes. But we're not here to talk about only giving shit away. We are also here to actually play some game. Who was that? We just crushed another milestone.
Oh,
Nice. Now I have to increase that again. Ah! Tiltify! Come here. Where are you? No,
Hearing a
seriously.
very slight echo.
Ooh.
is
That
it
might be Zach.
Sirenscape?
Oh,
Could
I've
be
just
I
had to-
turned
Sounds-
my sound down, so hopefully there's less chance of it coming through if it is me.
Oh my god, this is so good.
Oliver
So
Darkshire
pretty.
has also done a rewrite of a setting from D&D called the Infinite Staircase.
Oh,
Good name.
Intriguing.
Very much so. Again, it won't show me. Oh, hello. Okay. So we got 10 from Terris and 50 from a name I don't recognize, but now that means I have to boost it again because we just slammed through it. Thank you so much to everyone.
Yay.
We're awesome.
Yes, you are. I need to add milestones. Actually, I'm going to.
Calendry.
While you do that, should we do a recap?
Yes, please. Someone do a recap
it.
of what happened last time while I set this.
It's not, because it was my idea.
Zach, it's you.
So, as I recall, because I'll take the bullet because I did suggest it. And please, other chime in if I'm forgetting shit. I believe the last session we sort of kicked off when we got we were catching a train up to the place. The name of which
off the train.
We got off the train with a body of a guy that someone, not it, shot. And then we were like, totally cool. This guy was obviously a villain. Everybody here on the train knows that, right? And the people got off the train, and look, nobody arrested us. So evidently everything was fine, and everyone agreed he was a dick. He was one of the guys who worked for the foreman down at the quarry. So we get there. We kind of split up. Some of us were going to go to the priest's house, the rectory, to find out whether or not the priest was going to be able to help us, what he could tell us. While Annika pushed a pram with a cat in it around the town for a while, doing a little bit of reconnoitering, while Blenda and Victor sort of watched to see who thought that was weird. And Ansfred and Leighton went to bury a body. Or two, as I recall. So we went and found the priest dead in his house. Annika went to follow us, while Victor and Blenda went to ask a dude some questions and nothing else. The questioning went exceptionally well. The guy he had beaten the priest not to the death, because he was very much still alive when the guy left.
You know who wasn't alive when we left?
Well,
The
guy you were talking to wasn't alive when you left. And the guy that he had talked to wasn't alive when we got there. The priest had been beaten to death in his home and unable to leave after he was still alive when the guy left. So you very sensibly, reasonably, and quietly chastised him for that decision. In a room with no plumbing, because all windows. And Zach was like, "This is the best place. We never leave here, right?" And then
that is true.
And then Blender unfortunately pointed out to Victor that he did have to leave this house because we need to go and find the others. Ansfrid rode a horse a lot.
Yes.
Rode
Mortis.
Mortis, that's right. Mortis got a real workout that day because the Valraum that we had gone to find found us. On the way, Ansfrid rode back to town to say, "Hey, what did you guys find out? Because we found a dead priest." And then we heard a screeching of like a giant bird chasing us, and we're like, "Fuck! Get back to the priest's house." Where Ansfrid and Leighton were. We kind of had a running battle with the Valraum, which resulted in sort of a fight just outside the priest's house. Everybody helped. Leighton tried to give it an alcohol shot with a hypodermic needle. Annika smacked it in the face with a bullet that didn't do apparently very much because it's not allergic to silver or something. Or it doesn't care about not silver. Blender and Victor shot at a whole bunch. And Ansfred, he's a chill dude. He just thought, look, maybe if I ride it a bit, it'll fuck off. So I just sort of jumped on its back. And nothing bad happened to me or anybody else. But eventually the Valraum did, I want to say, expire? It was certainly shot into the lake at one point. I remember that.
It dissolved into about a bajillion other birds and sent poor Victor into some kind
Yes.
of like
Yeah,
horrible.
Victor had a bit of a spasm.
Oh yeah. Mental break fully.
Yeah. So, we have disposed of the thing. I want to stress, I do not believe that we know that it is who it is, or that it is in fact dead. Because it fucked off, as far as we're aware. But we don't know a huge amount about them, and I did not infer
We
from
think
the
it comes
information
back
we
at
had that it's
night
a
time.
maybe. But I did not infer from the information we possessed that it was a shapeshifter. I thought it came from loads of crows eating the bodies of the dead.
I think we had a bit of a mix because I think we got 2 letters which we may or may not have started to conflate by the end, but we had one letter that was basically saying there's like something in the woods that's like killing the like lumberjacks and that kind of thing, and it's like leaving massive marks on the trees and whatever. And then we got another letter that was saying livestock are dying, and it was from a farmer, and he was saying livestock are dying, and I'm certain that it's the foreman, and I think he's a shapeshifter and he's killing them. I think we never got confirmation if those 2 events were from the same creature. So it's possible that we just dealt with a different threat, or that maybe we just dealt with the foreman if he was a shapeshifter, and there's still another one out there. It's kind of hard to say, but we know that we have hopefully dealt with one, unless that bird scattering thing was it surviving. But there might be a second, and the first one might not be dead. Kind of like really puts it all in perspective on just how little we actually can say for sure we've accomplished.
Might be why we're having a 4th session. Who knows?
Keren, you're muted.
Of course I am. It's like the mute button hits itself. I was merely commenting that we definitely shot it a whole bunch of times. If we can be sure of nothing else, we can be sure that we shot it repeatedly.
I think Leighton gave it a hot shot at some point.
Yeah, you tried.
You did.
That's fun.
So yeah, I think that's round about where we left. The others, I think we left it with Blender and Victor, and going back to town, to the room that they had rented at the hotel.
Yes, I was in a rush to get indoors before it got proper dark.
Yeah. And Annika, Ansfrid, and Leighton are going to deal with the corpse of the priest, I believe was the intent.
We were going to go back to town. Didn't we decide to stay in the parish or whatever it is?
The rectory?
The rectory, yeah.
It's not a very large building. I think it only had 2 rooms, and it smelled very much of dead person. I don't know if you want to stay there.
We'd stay in the church.
Mind you, we could stay in the church.
Depending on our room's proximity to that other one, it might also smell like
probably
dead
also
person.
smells of dead person.
It's directly
this
underneath,
time
and
of
the
year.
floorboards are not holding up well, bro.
Yeah, I don't think
live on the top
Victor
floor,
would particularly mind. I think if other people were inclined to do so, he would agree, so long as we make the decision, like, more or less now. He's just like, as long as I know that by the time it's dark, I'm indoors, I will be fine.
I vote we
Leighton says he
sleep
will
on
sleep
hallowed
wherever
ground.
you put him.
On horse.
Right.
Hey,
The
Jack.
first time.
Well,
Thanks,
I'm
Jack.
fine with staying wherever.
Cute little sailor boy.
Yeah, she is very cute.
She
If-
was a sailor boy.
Okay, quick little run
Nope,
through
not that.
of stuff, otherwise Twitch might get mad at me. The music at the start was by Adrian von Ziegler. The music you're hopefully listening to right now is by Sirenscape, as will be the sound effects during the game. The overlay, not the starting soon screen, that's from Stream Elements, but the overlay and the adaptation of actual maps were done by me in Incarnate. So the maps I'm using are official maps that have been published, and then I just tweak them a little bit to fit my purposes.
Are they not specific for any one thing? It's just sort of they've just been published?
It's
It's not Vaesen maps.
no. It's not Vaesen maps. It's the hell do you call that? Surveyor maps. Official surveyor maps.
Ah, okay. Ordnance survey thing.
Yep.
Cool.
That I had to tweak for my purposes because apparently maps from the late 1800s are very hard to come by.
Word. What, from rural Sweden? I'd have thought there'd be, dime a dozen.
Yeah, you would think. Like, we seriously had a politician a few years ago who was like, no one lives up there, so why should we need public transport?
What?
I'm like,
Me when I don't live in Sydney and decide that means that nobody should have.
I mean, I don't live in Sydney. I don't think anybody else should either.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I do,
No.
sort of.
No, I mean, like, I don't live in Sydney, so there's no one over that way that I can see right now. Therefore, they don't need public transport.
Object permanence is a thing.
My political platform is solipsism.
Object permanence is a thing that I think politicians should have to have before they're allowed into politics.
Yeah.
anywho,
But yeah, I think if people are talking about staying, I think Victor will. I don't mind if we stay or if we go, but I need to know now. If we're going back to town, I need to go before it is dark.
Leighton, did you see any food in the rectory?
Would I have?
there was finished.
The priest
Like,
doesn't count.
Then no.
No, the corpse does not count.
There's a whole bunch of crows lying around.
Don't eat them.
Well, when you were looking into the house, the rectory, you did see that the priest had been eating something because there was leftovers on a plate with cutlery next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it does have
Probably food somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a house. All right, let's stay here then.
Right.
Right, and
So
Victor
we've-
will
We've
book
disposed
it.
of the body, right?
Not
If
yet.
you want. I've buried the one we don't
Right.
care about.
We're staying in the church, though, aren't we? We're just gonna get food from
We're
them.
just gonna use
Right.
the,
Oh, yes.
Sorry about
the
the yelling.
rectory for supplies.
So yeah, Leighton will suggest that you guys make yourselves comfortable in the church, and he will come back with having cooked dinner. He'll have also, I think, wrapped the priest in a sheet from the bed,
Yep.
and left it there for now. He'll deal with burying that in the morning, I suppose.
Yeah.
I will go grab all the blankets and pillows from inside the rectory as well.
I was gonna drag the mattress out, actually.
Good idea.
Yep.
Let's do that. And the couch cushions.
I doubt there are any.
No.
I got the impression this was a 2-room building, with like a kitchen, dining room, and a bedroom was my impression. I could be wrong.
Yeah. No, it was basically like one big room that was the bedroom / sitting room. It does have a
Right.
couch and a chair, and then you
Studio
had,
apartment.
and in the kitchen you had a small table with 2 chairs in it as well. But
Right.
it was made for only
A
the
single
priest.
man.
Yeah, a single man. There have been, like, historically, a whole family would have lived here, but then the furniture would have been different.
Mm.
Yep.
Because at this time, late 1800s, it is not uncommon for a family of 10 to have a 2-room, like a 1-room and a kitchen apartment.
It
That
makes me
sounds like
wonder
my idea
how a
of hell.
family of 10 occurred in those sleeping conditions.
True.
A lot
Well,
of
come from
traumatized
me.
kids.
Or not, because it wasn't that big a deal. Then.
Exactly.
It was like, oh, Mum and Dad are
Yeah,
doing
true.
it again. Maybe in another year time we'll have another
You
sibling.
just wait for the kids to go to sleep and then you bite down on a pillow.
For that,
Unrelated to anything else, you just do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cooking
Having
was
10
not
kids will
great.
get you.
No.
I hate to sound like a broken record, Adana, but
It-
I have to ask. What's the window situation on this church?
Stained glass, baby.
Loads of them.
Stained glasses depicting birds.
They're angels. They're
I'm
different.
gonna put a brick
So
through it.
let me actually double check
The
that
birds
because
are going to come in.
I do remember looking at the old. No, that's not it. The old church that you would be at. The new one, the modern one, definitely has stained glass windows everywhere. But I'm not entirely sure this one would have.
Gotcha. Good old wooden building.
Yeah, no. So it has one window facing the east, with the regular "Hi, I'm basically a god" thing going on in it, overlooking
Is this something like what you were looking for, Ardana?
Where, what, why, how?
In chat. Game time chat.
Oh. Yes, something like that, yes. So it would basically have one big stained glass window overlooking the altar. But because glass is so expensive, the old church would have that one big window and maybe a few smaller ones on the side, but those would not be stained glass.
Gotcha. That is fine. I
Gotta
think because I did a bit of thinking, and I think that by the time actually Blender would probably be there for it, but by the time the rest of the group rocks up into the church and sort of starts to settle for the evening, I fully think that Victor has picked a corner which has like the line of sight to the least windows as he could manage. He has dragged a pew over and is using like his what's it called, like if he can get his hands on like a blanket or something that's being as they're sort of being brought around, he will, instead of using it to sleep, he will sleep in his coat, and he will use the blanket to almost like pillow fort over the top of this pew, and make sure that nothing can see him from the windows.
Seeing Victor in this state, Leighton is going to take one of the small cushions out of Ambrose's pram and Ambrose and stick them next to him. Just would pat you on the shoulder after making sure that you were very aware that he was there, and just say, "He's a cat. He eats birds."
I like cats. And we'll just sort of absent-mindedly start patting it again.
Fluffy, who is like literally curled up next to you, is gonna hear you say that, and he's just gonna.
Doesn't go anywhere. Just half sight.
I think he's had this conversation before, and I can like both.
Fluffy's still pissed off, I've decided.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's like you still said it, man, you know?
Inar is still sitting on answering.
Can't like those bitches. They're my natural enemy.
But yes, so I think that he will do that, and I think that he will probably honestly try to sleep. Unless anyone interrupts him, I don't think he'll eat anything. I think he'll just try to sleep.
Blender's gonna make him eat his fucking dinner.
He'll eat a little bit of it and go to bed.
She's going to sit and watch until you eat a whole bowl of your fucking dinner. Eat it.
It's like, trauma is no excuse for hunger.
I will open the windows.
He scarfs the rest of it in about 10 seconds and then goes to bed.
Yep. She's gonna eat her own, lay down next to him with Fluffy kind of sandwich between the two of them, and also go to sleep. She's like taking the outside of the pew, almost boxing you into the corner even more so that you actually fucking sleep.
Yep.
Before you pass out, Ansred would say, Blender, I'll wake you at midnight.
Yes, works for me. She just kind of looks at Victor, and I'm happy to take that shift alone.
Terris is
He'll
better.
not be much help. He'll wake you up every 20 minutes.
Leighton will just say,
It's a threat, it's an owl.
yeah, Leighton will just say, let him sleep. I'll sit up with you, Blender.
Yes.
I'll wake the pair of you then.
That works.
Annika and I will take the first.
Annika has, while we were busy clearing out the rectory, she's also kind of gathered up all this guy's paperwork and looks ready to sit there and sift through it all, looking for further clues / information / insights.
Yeah, Hunsford was like, well, she ain't gonna go to sleep anytime soon. She's got research to do, so might as well take the first watch.
I'd say like she is eating her portion of a dinner, but I imagine it goes cold because she'll probably have a few mouthfuls and then get lost in something and then go back to it.
Oh dear.
So Hunsford would, after that, he would basically be sitting on watch. Food happens. I don't know who. Hunsford would do it if nobody else made a move to, but and then he would basically just sit with his ears perked up next to Annika. And would actually gesture to Leighton and say, if you want the mattress, we won't be using it yet.
Oh no, I'll leave that to you. I'm fine.
We can hotbed it.
Hot bed.
Annika kind of laughs, is like, yes, because it will literally be hot when the next person gets into it. And then
Nice.
goes
Very
back to
sleepily
paperwork.
from the corner. I'm going to set it on the fire.
Then I'll leave it be, and I'll be over there, and he'll point to sort of not a corner, but a wall, sort of a little bit like comfortably away from Victor and Blender.
Okay. Blender,
Let's call up.
Yeah.
do you want it?
If I move before he's asleep,
Fair enough.
he will. I don't know what he'll do. He's had a long
Okay.
day.
It has been a big one. I am not certain I can sleep my own self. So, my love, what have we found?
I don't know. Ardana, would you like me to roll to see if I learn anything more from this dude's papers?
Yes. Please roll me a. And this is me double checking what the actual wording is. I think it's investigation.
What would it be in that? So
Be a logic and then
Sifting through information.
Yeah.
right?
Is there a way that I can do a help style action? Because whilst he wouldn't be very good at this himself, he would be sort of sitting there listening to Annika's observations and sort of making his own comments on them. Basically, I think Annika finds him helpful because he just doesn't think like she does. Not necessarily thinks better, but just thinks differently.
Yes.
I need sixes,
but-
don't
Yes.
Yes, you need these sixes. Absolutely, you can do a help action. Let me actually double. It's been a while since I looked through this, so let me check what the help action actually entails. Because I know there is one. Helping each other. There you go. Other players can increase your chance of passing a skill test by offering to help with whatever you are attempting to do. You gain +1 to your skill test for every person helping you. So you can roll one extra die if Ansfred is helping you.
Helping me.
Yes.
Can I give a hinder dice by snoring really loudly in the corner?
Well, that would help
Read
because
through
they're
this.
keeping us awake.
Read through this.
I got 2 sixes for my
Ooh.
9 dice I just got to roll, which was dope.
Hey, look, that's
Nice.
all right.
Above
Okay.
average.
Let's go.
I mean, yes, it's yeah. going through the paperwork, you first get through the stuff you saw before. The notes the priest had made on nope. Nicolaus Almen, the foreman of the quarry, and the goons running the show over at the small village not too far away called Handel. Eventually, though, you find that not only has he made comments and like tiny notes on this foreman and his crew, he has also made other comments, like observations about the village itself, how it sits, where stuff is landing. With those successes, you learn that there is a small dock in the village, and where steamboats go to. And you can, if you want, either walk or take the timber carts that drawn by horses, but that takes a lot longer than steamboat. There's also some observations by this godly man that there's something unnatural about the village itself. It seems that those who were born and raised there have a strange kind of luck, as if things they need just materialize.
So this is not... Is it, or is it the other one?
It's the other village.
We're in Hamdal, yes?
No, you're in Ora.
No. Ora. So
yeah.
it's Hamdal that we're talking about. Okay.
Yes. And with that extra success, you also find that as the priest itself seemed to have been new to the area, he's made just a tiny little note in a corner with the name of the village, Handel, and a question mark. Not entirely sure why. You can't really find anything else that is written about it, but just that tiny little notation on the side of a paper.
Yeah. All right, my love.
What was on the paper that he wrote on the side of that?
It looked like just a what would that be in English? Basically just a rundown of like a short history of the place. There's talk of this is where I need to check when that was. Yeah, it's there are just some notations of a relatively newly built chapel in the village. And by relatively new, at this time, it's 84 years old.
Would Hamdal have its own priest?
No. It's this guy. So this guy would come out to the village about once a month.
Right, okay. So they only got sermons on the very irregular.
Yeah, sermons would happen. Someone would be assigned.
Lay preachers sort of thing?
Yeah. But then once a month, the priest, during the summer months, the priest would come out, do baptisms, funerals, weddings, stuff like that. And then over winter, in December, January, and February, there would likely not be a priest out there. So you would... If someone died, you left them in the snow.
Someone do that to me, even when I'm not dead. Just like leave me in the snow. I think that'd be pretty good.
That's one way to go about things.
Oh, and also, we are currently 1 away from 500 followers, and if we hit that today, all the players of all my games get the equivalent of a nat 20 token.
Okay.
Let me do some recruiting real quick.
Quickly just... Oh, actually, I do need... Hang on. I can probably do this fairly easy.
Just like quickly
people,
checks
follow.
if I'm following.
One of the groups I professional DM for are like, hey, whenever you're live, let us know.
Yeah, that would be nice. So in Vaesen, that would basically be enough to have a critical success. So 3 or more on a roll.
Gotcha.
Nice.
My cat is currently snoring. That is adorable.
Did you say, like, the whole village has this inexplicable luck?
As far as the priest could see, yes.
Intriguing.
I have theories, but I am not
Because
aware.
I only know one Vaesen off the top of my head that gives luck, and if everyone is benefiting, that is very concerning.
So clearly the God, I'm blanking on what the big bird's called, and I probably shouldn't call it big bird.
Oh, the Valron.
The
Oh,
Valron.
I thought you meant that yellow bitch from Sesame Street.
Yeah, I'm just picturing Big Bird just running down,
Speaking of
in the mist,
square-coded.
going no, that's a very different vibe.
Me riding around with a knife in his back.
Thank you, Queen.
There it is.
Yay! Thank
Sherlock
you so much.
Yeah.
So,
Go Sherlock 29.
thank you. We just hit 500
Thank you,
followers.
brother.
And that means that all my players have the equivalent of a nat 20 token. So, and you're free to use it whenever you want. In whatever
Right now.
game I run. Keep in mind that we are starting a new mystery next week.
Yes, we might have needed those for later.
I'm bringing Blender in. Don't worry about it.
Just say yeah, we'll figure out after session.
Yes.
We'll go over our plans and see whether we can.
I'm gonna bring Siver in.
Yes.
But yes,
My problem, my kind of looking through this, I'm getting the vibe that while the Valrun may have been terrorizing Aura predominantly, there's clearly some other supernatural shiz that's been going down in Handel that may or may not be related.
from the first letter you got, well, actually, the letter from the farmer about the foreman was from Handel.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of been... I suppose we could picture the Valrun stomping ground as kind of between the two. Would that be fair?
Yeah, that would be fair.
It's pretty nippy as a creature. It's pretty fast.
Yes, it is.
Not anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
we can't confirm that. That's why we're standing watches.
No, see, if it comes back, I'll just shoot it repeatedly again.
It worked. It didn't not work. I'm not going to say it didn't work. I'm just saying it took a little while, alright?
If I'm there to repeatedly shoot it, it can't go fast. Try going fast with bullet holes in your wing, bitch.
So possibly the foreman, if he is obviously not a shapeshifter who's turned into a Valrun, may have had some hand in summoning it or luring it, or
If he's very lucky, maybe he just can ask it nicely.
yeah, maybe it listens to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say it did also occur, especially if the whole village is benefiting, but it's like hurting outsiders. It's possible that there might have been some sort of deal struck, and maybe they're like effectively making offerings or something to it in an effort to sort of curry favor, and it's giving them, what is it? Like, you know, effectively giving them what they want, giving them luck and things like that,
Yeah.
and acting as a kind of perverse, like guardian angel
spirit.
type figure.
Yeah. when it says they're weirdly lucky, what form does this luck take?
So
They have won the lottery 4 weeks.
I
in a
was
row.
about to.
Yeah,
say,
no,
like,
it's
an
basically
inordinate
like-
amount of lottery
Wealthiest
wins.
town.
If you flip a coin, they always guess the correct answer.
no, it
It
would
always
basically
lands on its
be
side.
it would basically be like if they were looking for some lost tools, those tools would just show up. If a cow was sick, then the next morning it's not sick anymore. If like things like that.
It sounds to me a
They've got
little
a
like
fairy guardian.
Do they
you've got some
potentially
very
have a cobbler
helpful-
in town who gets his shoes surprisingly made overnight?
I was going to
Perchance?
say, it sounds a little like those little friends we met on the train.
But they. Mm,
But they're not normally that helpful.
that is the trick.
So we definitely need to go and have a look. It's kind of our wheelhouse. Even if we have dealt with our man, even the foreman. Oh, I really want to have a chat with whoever, whatever his business is. A simple
Yes.
chat as well, not with a knife.
Oh,
If only
good.
Blender was awake.
Like, oh, thank goodness you meant actually talking and not sticking a knife in him. I don't
I
think we
can
get many.
talk to people just as easily as I can stab them. Even easier sometimes. Depends on the person. Blender,
It's
not
like
so
give him a
much.
pat on the knee. It's like, yes, dear.
I don't often get the opportunity. You're so much better at it than I, though.
And she kind of gives him that look that says, I see what you're trying to do with this flattery.
And prettier, too.
Hairfell flattery will get you everywhere.
And then he lowers his voice and says, not that I'm keen, but is there any need perhaps to talk to a friend, the priest?
Well, we could ask him to elaborate on his suspicions about Handel. Theoretically.
In theory.
Yes, you know, in case there were anything that he didn't feel comfortable putting down in words because it sounded a little crazy. That sort of thing.
I can ask. I put this to you, my dear. I will if you want.
I'd like to give some context here for the audience that this is the dead priest that they're talking about.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
For the uninitiated, yes, we are talking about a dead man and discussing having a chat with him.
We are two private detectives, but only one of us is the private detective class. Hansfred has other methods of solving problems.
Me asking the body
And
who
not all of
killed
them
him.
are violence.
Not all of them are legal.
Not all of them are
Well,
moral.
Moral, yes. Such a
And
grey area.
Leighton definitely must not know I am doing this.
So,
I suppose my question for you, Ardana, is what impression of the priest have I gotten from like reading through like all his notes and stuff? Is he the sort of person who, had he had, you know, that tends to write everything down that comes into his head, or is he more he'll put something briefly that's clearly to remind him of something?
it's a little bit of both. Like, the texts themselves are very meticulous, very detailed, but no like fluff to them at all. Is if he you find that if he needs information and he is compiling the information, he will only put the information in there, no extrapolation or anything like that. But the notations are scattered and just single words, and you get the impression that they were only there for his eyes. It made sense to him.
Yeah. Like most people note taking
Yeah.
You're not anticipating other people to read your notes.
But like the longer text bits could have been read by anyone, and they would understand what it meant.
Right.
I think if we want insight into some of his more brief notations, like this one, and I kind of hold up the sheet with like the handle question mark on the side, we would have to ask him.
Well, then let me arrange a meeting for you. I'll call you when I'm ready.
And I'll give him the knowing nod of, okay.
He says, if you want, you can just write me a list of questions, but you won't be able to ask follow-ups. I know you don't like this.
Where are you planning to go and do this?
You have to do it off the churchyard, outside of hallowed ground.
So if we did go and do this together, we would have to wake someone up to keep watch.
Yep.
No, we can keep watch outside. I'm not planning on
Blender
going
doesn't ask
far.
questions, if that helps.
Cool.
She's not
We
paid
can
enough
wait
to
till
ask
midnight
questions.
and ask Blender to look after the place while we go.
I think you kind of go outside whenever kind of you'll have enough time to set up before midnight, and then when I wake Blender up for her shift, I'll be like, I'm just going out with Ansfred just to walk, so to help us get to sleep. We'll be back shortly.
Just
Not
checking
really
the
the
perimeter.
time or place.
Yeah, we're just both really agitated and we need to wind down, so we're just going for a stroll at midnight.
Some exercise. If we look sweaty when we come back, or a little scared, maybe it's nothing.
She
I'm
doesn't
back smelling
care.
of sweat, anger, and shame.
Yeah. So I now then turn this over to the DM because I'm actually not entirely confident how this works. I can use observation to perform seances where I speak with the dead and predict the future. Failure means bad shit is my notes. So
Yes. So
I perform a seance.
So rituals in Vaesen take a long time. Performing a seance of wanting to ask a few questions to a dead person will take you roughly an hour to set up and work through, and you cannot be disturbed during this time.
Okay. That's fine.
It's basically you put yourself in a trance-like state and then contact the dead that way. And if you're disturbed, your connection to, like, disorientation will hit pretty damn hard.
Yeah.
If he can't be disturbed, then I'll give him I'll jot down a list of questions he needs to ask the dead guy.
Once the connection is established, I am essentially a conduit, as I understand it.
Yeah. So it's just
So
that
you can
whole
ask.
casting portion of it.
Oh, okay.
So once the connection
that's
is
fine.
established,
Oh.
you're fine. But before that, it's a little bit like, "Nyeh."
So she would know, Annika would know how it works. Ansfred would go out about an hour earlier, and then she'd come and find him after she wakes up Blender. And know not to, like, hey, make any loud noises or sudden gestures at him. He would be sitting under a
I think she
tree
shoot a gun into the air.
about 50 feet away from the churchyard. He would want to be within sight of the church, but outside of the holy area.
Okay.
The sanctified area. He would have he would have actually gotten Mortis, poor old horse, and acquired assistance in carrying the priest's body out. He would have brought the priest. I don't think he would dabble in magic. I don't think it's that kind of thing, but there would be a ritual circle drawn in the dirt around the priest's body, and several items from the priest's house, maybe the diary, would be positioned around it. to sort of bring him back to a place of rough familiarity. I actually think the priest is in his chair. Yeah. While Unsred is sitting cross-legged on the floor in front of this. His head is bowed, though. He's not looking at the priest. He is looking at a wooden board in front of him on the floor. His hands placed sort of flat out in front of him. And I don't think there's any words. It's more sort of getting himself into the right headspace for it. And I don't think there's any candles either. I don't think there's any light. This is something he prefers to do in the dark. So it's probably not the easiest thing to find.
No. So, being in the middle of summer in Sweden, this far north.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It is like it has that kind of eerie twilight feel to it. You would still need, like, if you want to see something, you would still need a light, but you can clearly see that
you can navigate.
Yeah, you can navigate without issue. You can see across the river next to you. Can't make out any details, but it's not dark. So if it had like
perfect then.
Yeah, if the sun had set, you would not have seen anything. But in Sweden in summer, especially like middle Sweden, the sun doesn't really set, and if you get even further north, it doesn't set in summer.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of strange, kind of blue, gray, green shadow world around you.
Cool.
It's cool.
Love it.
It's absolutely perfect for what I'm doing then.
Yes.
If anything, it helps him get into the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Get into the correct headspace.
So let me actually... I'm gonna put a picture up on the stream of what it would sort of look like.
Ooh.
All that being said, Josh, have you ever been bitten by a horse? Because you're coming damn close. This horse is going to bite the shit out of you one day.
Oh, I've put the horse away again. I just used him to help move the body. The horse is...
My point remains, he's over you.
Yes.
You just loaded a dead body onto his back only a few hours after you rode him into combat and risked his life. After you
No, we're good buddies. He understands. He knows.
Mortis is a very sweet horse with the propensity to lick people.
Yeah.
With teeth.
Brother. No, not with teeth. But he's the kind of horse that if you lead him, the tongue will go out and sit on the side of your face.
He's
that kind of horse. Yeah, he's not the brightest little.
He's a weak horse,
button.
but a very strong horse emotionally. Mechanically, he's a weak horse.
Yeah.
But
so,
he's got inner strength.
Yep. As you are prepared to set up and ready to start, it was an observation roll. You said.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, please. Let me actually... where are you?
Observation. I have 3 in empathy.
Yep.
And 1 in observation. I'm super good at this. Oh! Okay. So I got 3 5s.
Oof.
And a 6.
Nice.
A very solid roll in any other game.
Can you roll some D&D stats while you're there?
I know, right? I'm like, because I saw it, and that was my initial thought. I was like, that's a fucking 16 straight off the bat. Nice, nicely done. Oh wait, we're not doing that. Yeah, I got 1 success and 3 almost successes, if that matters, which it does not.
Sadly, it doesn't. I mean, you managed to set up the connection.
Hubris isn't a thing. Yeah.
And you feel pretty confident that you have a solid connection going here.
I immediately apologize to the man. The very first thing I would say would be, what was his name? I need that.
Yeah, his name is Nikolaus.
That's right. Father Nikolaus. I am Ansfrid, and I apologize for this intrusion into your...
No, my bad. Nathanael, not Nikolaus. Nikolaus is the bad guy.
Nathaniel. I apologize for this intrusion. I hope you will not look in askance for it, for we are trying to solve the manner of your death and protect the people. My associates have already resolved your murder, though the man swore he didn't do it. You made the silly mistake of dying of your own free will after he left you.
I'd forgotten about that. It's like, I didn't kill him, I just, fatally injured him and left him to die.
Just injured him and left him to die. It was like, that's actually worse, you absolute wanker.
Yes.
But we have questions, and I say we, I really mean my lovely wife, who you will meet soon. If you are willing to answer as you can, it will make our investigations easier. And I presumably receive a fine.
Yes, ask your questions, but quickly.
And my hands on the board move. I think I definitely hear the voice in my head.
Yes.
But it's simultaneous to my hands moving around.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So he says he will answer. And I don't think Ansfrid has looked up this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I will first ask him if he believes Foreman Nicholas was... Sorry, I should probably do this in character. I'm trying to just think exactly how I want to word the question first. Do you believe that Foreman Nicholas had a hand in either bringing the Valorant here or controlling it in some way?
That... No. And yes.
Says controlling, but not
Controlling.
bringing.
Not controlling. Bringing.
Okay, so he lured it here somehow.
He brought it, but does not control it. I apologize.
Is there only one?
Yes.
In
How?
your note... Oh,
Sorry.
no, you go.
How reliable a witness is he? He doesn't have omnipotence.
No, he does not.
He only knows what he believes
Yes.
to be true. Right.
He can
Cool.
only answer.
Interesting.
He can only answer according to what he deduced before he died.
His own knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't get
And he may
magical
be wrong.
powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, we could task any corpse. I'd probably have the skull of a friendly one with me at all times if that was the case.
To just spin up and say,
what
hey, buddy.
happened? Oh, hey, man. Yeah, look, this was fucked, hey.
How's your afterlife going?
Oh,
Got time for-
interrupted again.
Yeah,
I
could
don't
you
know,
stop
some
fucking
guy
doing
keeps fucking calling me.
I was gonna say,
Can you lose
I
my
thought I
number?
blocked this circle.
this? I was about to hook up with this really hot lady ghost, so if you could fuck off, that'd be great.
Oh, sorry, dude. I didn't mean to ghost block you.
That very,
Oh,
the very
no.
classic, like you summon a
opposite of
genie and he's
ghosting.
in the middle of a bath kind of thing.
Yes.
That's it. It's Latin, wasn't it?
I lost my train of thought now. What was the other question? It's like, you said that the villagers of Handel were unusually lucky. What do you mean by that? And do you know what's causing it?
Some unhallowed beings bring the work of our Lord to their homes.
Can you say that again?
Some unhallowed beings bringing the Lord's work to their homes.
Right. Is that being sinister or dangerous in nature, do you think?
Not dangerous unless angered.
Okay, so note not to anger it.
What were the names of the creatures on the train?
Vettir.
Yeah. Ansfrid would say Vettir. It would actually be sort of almost a psychic question back at the priest.
Yep. I believe so.
Helpful Vettir, possibly. He believes.
Okay, so that's a problem we probably shouldn't solve. That sounds very handy.
Can certainly ask them.
Have some interesting questions. Cool. I'll like one of the pages, one of your notes. It had like information about Handel and the chapel, and on the side you'd written Handel ? Do you remember what that was about?
Observation from chapel. Large creature in mountain. Does not like the church bell ringing.
Okay.
How large? Cow or bigger?
It shadowed the mountain.
Ooh, shit.
As bigger than the mountain.
Hard to tell.
Problem for another day. Okay.
Leighton's not awake for this.
There's a lot about this that Leighton would not enjoy.
There would probably be words, yes. There may still be
You
words.
brought my horse into this.
No. It's nothing like that, but there may still be words if he has any inkling that you can do anything.
You won't be told.
Yeah, you're not going to know about this.
Excellent.
I think I say you noted that the foreman and his men, they were making deliveries with like impossible traversing of distances. Was that tied to the Valrun, or is this some other nefarious scheme?
You, Ansfrid, you get the distinct impression that he's unsure. The priest is unsure, but when he answers, he'll say, "I believe so."
He thinks so, but he's not sure. Which is fair. He's not God. He has the knowledge of a man.
Right.
Do you have anything else, my love? He is very tired.
Just ask him if he thinks Nicholas will need to be stopped even if the Valrun is dead.
Pass that on.
Yes.
He's not an. I pass that on and then say of my own. He's like, Nathaniel believes so, and I would not disagree with him.
No, he sounds
We've already
horrible.
had an interaction with his. I mean, it was Nicholas who really caused Nathaniel's death. So yes, I would be
sound like a
having
nice
words with
sort.
the man, even if that nothing else was the case. And I'm here doing this. Nathaniel, you have my sincere apologies for waking you. I hope your afterlife is a pleasant one. Be well. And as gently as possible, Ansfred severs the connection.
You for
Slamming the rotary phone down. Death.
You
Enjoy your afterlife. Bye.
you sat him in his chair. Is that how you?
Yep.
Yep. So for a brief, like just a glimpse, you see a faint green light cross his eyes, and then his body just slumps back into the chair.
Would I be familiar with that green light? Is that supposed to happen?
What would that check be actually?
Good.
Concerned.
Hey,
Learning.
Sorian
I think it would be a.
Hello.
It has to do with your experience, so I'd say. This is me looking at the character sheet again. Yeah, I'd say a learning check.
No, great.
Yeah.
Like the equivalent of Arcana, kind of.
Sort of, yeah.
Almost.
I want to say
Learn.
like a wisdom roll, but yeah, it doesn't exist.
2
Valid.
dice. No.
No.
3 and a 1. Nope. And
Yeah,
D20,
with
thanks
those.
for the follow, champion.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yay.
With so low rolls as well, it's like, okay.
No.
It did that.
Like, has it ever happened before? Let's put it that way. Like, I've done this before. Have I ever seen a green flash of light in any of the previous encounters I've had with the undead?
Not that you can remember, no.
Cool. Great. Love that for me. All right.
Okay.
No.
Thank you. All right. I am now going to put the body back. I will absolutely not ask my wife to help me with this. But if she did, I wouldn't stop her.
I'll generally help you tidy up.
Yeah, I would say, actually, could you clear this up while I return Nathaniel? It might even possibly be a better idea if we just bury him now.
Depends, do we want to leave his corpse so authorities can be dispatched, or are we just going to bury him and say...
What authorities? I believe some had been summoned, but we've already solved the crime and punished the villain, so...
Good point. Yeah.
If any authorities arrive, what are they going to learn that we have not already? Plus, it would explain to Leighton why I moved his body.
True.
I was bored during my watch.
You felt bad about him being there, unburied.
Me when I don't fall for that.
Oh, you don't have to. It's Leighton that has to.
Asfred, as you move the body back, could you please give me a force check?
A force check?
Yes, as in it doesn't have any like constitution in this game, so it's a force check to stave off.
Physique?
Yeah, physique.
Force.
To stave off the wave of nausea because this body is decomposing.
Oh no.
It has lost a lot of blood. It's summer. And you've left him laying around in the rectory for like most of the afternoon.
That's a whole lot of nothing. I rolled 6 dice, got a 5. I got a full I got a long straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have the D20 token if you choose.
I'm not burning it on this.
Ooh, those are famous last words.
An arm falls off.
No, as you, it's not that decomposed.
Yeah,
He
one
just
of
died
yours.
this afternoon, but the
I was like, hey, if he died today, he barely smells. Unless there is something that is causing it that is extra palinar.
no. It's more the
as
whole.
Somebody with a fair amount of experience of moving corpses.
Yes.
He won't smell that bad yet. He'll be rigor. He'll be fairly firm. He'll be fairly easy to carry.
Yeah.
If he was sitting up when he died, he'll probably sit back up.
Yeah, no.
I've seen that happen, and it's fucking weird.
Yeah, no. So he died on the
Chaos.
floor, but that whole you get that
Professional hitman.
you get that coppery kind of sweet smell because he did bleed out. So
Yeah.
and after having been laying in the warm house for most of the afternoon, that coppery kind of sweet decomposing blood kind of that just hits you as you lift him up again.
It's in your mouth.
Yeah, and you feel a
I'm going to need a wash.
yeah, and you feel instantly nauseous.
Yeah, all right.
Lovely.
Yes, for clarity, chat, I was an undertaker.
Yeah.
Just in case
I did
anyone
not
is
know that.
concerned. Yeah, no, I was an undertaker for
Is there
2
a
years or so.
profession you haven't tried?
I was specifically
Every time we
night-
sit and talk about these things, I learn a new job that you did for a little while.
did
He
night
hasn't tried
transfer
bottomless
for about
cabaret, I
8
bet.
years.
Gotcha.
Sorry, bottomless cabaret.
Yeah.
Have
I don't think
indeed,
it's
sir.
That was a fucking joke, but okay.
You haven't done bottomless specifically, Karen.
Okay, I've done bottomless theatre and I've done cabaret.
That counts.
That counts.
Not at the same
I'll pay
time,
that.
but on the same stage.
I'll pay
That
that. I'll pay
counts.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the sitting up story, little old lady strapped to a gurney. We take her back to the place where you put them in the fridge, and we turn our backs for a couple of minutes after I put her up on the scales to find out how much she weighed. She died in a chair in front of the TV. Fox News, actually, which I found hilarious, but I couldn't laugh at the time. And then, yeah, we were doing some paperwork, turn around. She has sat up and her eyes are open because that's
Oh,
how
I
she
don't like
died.
that.
And rigor.
Nana?
Have you
And
seen
there
the
was a-
one- Wait,
I'm not sure which of us did it, but one of us screamed, and neither of us could tell you which.
Understood.
it just happened.
The lady I was working with and we were like, okay, that's
Oh God,
one
Josh,
that
you're
we will
killing me.
laugh about later.
Right now, no.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of weird shit in my life. That one was
seen-
very well paid.
You seen the thing? The guy that drove hearses for a living, and it wasn't paying overly great, and he switched to being a taxi driver.
In
And
the hearse.
it was quite a quiet ride, and the passenger tapped him on the shoulder to ask a question, and apparently he screamed really fucking loud.
Because he was used to bodies. Yep, love it.
Anyway, sorry, I died off tangent.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, do I successfully move? We're going to bury this guy, so I'm not going very far. I'm going like 50 feet.
Were you burying him,
to the
or did you
churchyard.
not want to do that because you didn't want to answer questions from Leighton?
No, I thought I would bury him because I didn't want to answer questions. from
Ah,
him.
yes. Okay,
Um,
I misunderstood you. But yeah, no, it's not that
Like you
far.
moved him. Why? No reason. We put him back. Why? You know.
Yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, it wouldn't take it's just like a 50 yards or so from where you were standing to a proper place where you could bury someone. Actually, let me check something real quick, because otherwise this might take a while. Whoever has the lowest inspiration number.
Ooh. Probably Leighton. Oh no, it's actually probably Victor, isn't it? Because you leveled up.
Wait, what did you say?
Inspiration. It's an empathy.
I
Lowest
have
inspiration.
0.
I have
So
Oh,
would it-
inspiration.
My
apologize.
inspiration is 2.
Experience.
Yes.
Like, would it literally be the number in the skills column, or would it be how many dice you would roll?
So I think it's the number in the column, right?
Yeah.
If it's the number in the column, I have a 1.
I've
Oh,
got
well,
No,
oh,
it's
I
how many
suppose like
dice you roll,
the
babe, yeah.
amount of dice, yeah.
I have a
That's
0.
what I mean, yeah.
I have 0 as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna
But
say
the
I've
amount
got
of
0
dice that you'd roll
and
in
then
total?
empathy I've got a 2, so I have a net roll.
Okay,
of
let's see
2 for inspiration.
for how many dice you would roll for inspiration.
Yeah, I'd roll
2.
2.
4.
Okay, so
So I
that
think it's a tie between Jess and I.
I've also got a 2.
okay.
Oh, never mind.
So
I'm written.
anyone in
Three-way
chat,
tie.
could
Empath
you
gang.
anyone in chat, could you please roll me a D3? So that is exclamation point roll space D3. We add the D on this channel.
Bro, I'm
You like the
such an
D here?
empath. Looks at dead guy. He's
I like
upset.
it.
Giving me dimension 20.
I also need to say hi to Dan
Flashbacks,
Goodra
so
as well.
just
Hey,
on
Dan
the
Okay.
Goodra.
clock.
Hey, Zoe. I see you.
So Victor, could you please roll me a
boy.
inspiration roll?
Yes.
Wow. Nothing bad's gonna happen to you.
This will be fine.
Do I need to note if I got 1s?
No.
Because they're extra. Okay, cool. Then just no successes. Big
Okay.
surprise.
What you were rolling for was the odds of an actually nearly finished grave being available to you, or if you would have to roll it yourself. Or dig it yourself. Then,
So-
no.
Gotcha.
And with that,
All of a sudden, there's a pressing need. There's 3 corpses in this town.
yes.
Cool,
And
great.
yeah, no,
That's all right. It's summer. The ground's not frozen.
no, it's not. But it's summer, and it would need to happen quickly. Otherwise, yeah, you would be familiar with that. Otherwise, a way to keep them cool would either find a root cellar or lower them into the river.
Yeah.
The second part has the issue of bloating. The first part having the issue of food being stored there from time to time.
Chuck him in a
Hey,
big vat of
the
soap.
body is 12 hours old. I'm just going to dig a hole. It'll
Yeah.
take me an hour or so. I'm a dwarf.
And now I got Windrose's
Diggy
version of
hole.
that stuck in my
Diggy,
head.
diggy hole. Karen doesn't know this one.
I remember the Yogs cast.
I'm confused.
I will find it. Don't worry. It's a YouTube.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
It was a very, very old Minecraft meme.
That's for some reason got new life last year.
Hmm.
The world
Because-
works in mysterious ways.
Yes. The metal band Windrose decided to make a cover of it.
Yeah,
I
that's the one
see.
I've seen. And
Yep.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would take you... If you want to just bury, to just get no body around, it would take you roughly an hour. I don't know how long it would take to dig 6 feet down. But,
He's not in a coffin,
no.
so it doesn't
Dig
need to
straight
be a
down.
coffin-sized hole.
No. It just needs
Um,
to not get found by animals.
I'd probably go 3 feet.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in, like... Yeah, Ansfred is... Probably, given what he probably does have faith.
Mm.
But, yeah, he's like, as long as they're in the ground, right?
Yeah.
It's sanctified one way or another.
Yes. So you would know it.
And I've already apologized. I've already done something pretty unholy to this guy.
And yeah, so in the late 1800s in Sweden, it wasn't so much that people were religious. It's a fact that God exists.
Yeah.
You didn't really question it. It was just
No.
what denomination
More
was
about
actually
practicing
legal.
religion.
That was the issue.
Yeah.
But no, you didn't. There were, of course, there were atheists. There have always been atheists, but it was, for most people, it was a fact.
Yeah, gotcha.
So yeah, you would.
I bury the guy.
Yep.
We probably come in looking a bit gross and sweaty around 2.
Yep.
I might have a
like-
dip in the river.
I was just gonna say, like, if it's not like bitterly cold, and Annika feels the need to, wash her hands after dealing with a dead guy, she would probably just go, wash her face and head to the river.
It's
I
not
don't
that
think either
bad.
of them are feeling particularly amorous, but yeah, there would probably be a nighttime swim.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, we're going that far?
I wouldn't say
I
it's
don't know about you.
bitterly cold. It's probably around 18, 19 Celsius.
That's swimmable.
That's not bad.
Suppose it's swimmable. How safe is this water?
had-
Just
Cool.
watching the horror
had a-
on Jess's face.
We had a swimming pool in our garden in England,
Yeah.
and 18 was considered the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I have a pool in my garden here in Australia that if it's below 24, I'm like, fuck that. It's currently 18, and I'm like, nope, would not
Yeah,
catch
that's what I was
me.
just thinking.
Yeah, no.
See,
So
yeah, this is the. Oh, you
I
go,
was
Zach.
still swimming up till last week, and it was 9 degrees last week
Mm.
in the morning.
Look, that
when I went
seems
swimming.
like a personal.
That's a choice, though.
I was gonna say problem, but like no
It's a
kind of
silly
like
choice.
personal
issue.
Like slaking.
ability.
Yeah.
Ability.
No. So yeah, the waters are safe. In that, sure, you could get tangled on something, but the worst you're gonna find is a pike. And not the stabby type, the fish type.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of stabby. Yeah, I'd have a dip.
Yep.
At the riverside, and then come in. Yeah, so a nod to Blender, and then seeing as everyone was being so British about the mattress, we'll sleep on it, I guess.
Heck yes.
Um,
Annika is already curled up on it.
yeah. So Unsfrid comes around and sort of. I really want to imagine it's not spooning, it's backpacking. I reckon you're a jetpack kind of person. I reckon he's fine on his own. He doesn't need to be warm, but you want to be warm, so you sort of jetpack on him.
Excellent.
Nice. Okay.
Lapped on like a limpet.
Blenda,
Like a leech.
please give me an
I haven't
observation
seen
roll.
anything. Alright, observation. Where are we?
So is because
What?
observation's
We're
like
working up to
insight in
watch,
this
by the
game,
way?
right?
Observation is like a combination. No, wait. Vigilance is the one I'm looking for. Yeah, observation is like insight.
Aha.
Vigilance was the one I'm thinking of. So basically perception.
Okay, I get 7 to that.
And Unsfrid would have poked Leighton awake when he came in.
Yep.
So we're off to bed now if you want to stand to watch with.
Double 6s on that one.
Of course.
And I
Nice.
get one more roll. No, 2 6s.
Leighton, please give me a vigilance check.
Vigilance check. Where is
The
Leighton?
birds.
Constant vigilance.
2
We
and
didn't
Karen
have to do
got
this.
you
You know,
5,
we-
so that's 7.
Huh?
Let
we
me
didn't have
roll
to do this.
7 dice.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Sorry.
I was saying to
Yeah.
Karen, we didn't have to do that.
Oh. Intriguing.
Also, yeah, what Jess was saying was just because it became a game between the two of us that's been going on for about as long as we've been together that we try to leave it potentially weeks or months at a time without saying it so the other person will forget. And if you say constant vigilance and the other person wasn't expecting it, then you effectively have won a point. We don't keep track, but it's just
bragging rights.
it's just
Yeah.
bragging, right? So when you said it, I looked surprised and Jess said that you got me.
Hey!
Nice.
This is a
Of
personal win.
7 dice, I rolled 4 6s.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
Nice.
You see all. You are constantly vigilant, apparently.
You're
You may have
incapable of
noticed me
not
doing
being
that.
vigilant.
Oh my
You somehow
God.
know that we just
Like-
spoke to a corpse and then buried
We
it in the
buried a
I was
church.
gonna
corpse.
say,
Like-
Leighton knows everything.
Yeah, Leighton
Okay.
wakes up and can't stop waking up.
I feel it.
So, Blenda, when you get... Were you asleep? Or were you just hanging out?
I was woken up at midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when they come in, first of all, you notice that Ansfred is dripping water all over the church floor, because I don't imagine, even if you shake off like a dog, a human cannot really do that, and you would still be dripping.
That'd be bad. Oh, I might have taken a blanket or something as a towel.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say I was in the churchyard up until that point, so I was conveniently close. I might have looked in
Yeah,
the rectory
but no,
for a
yeah.
drying cloth or something.
With that vigilance check, you would notice that he has probably taken a dip.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you can't tell if it was voluntarily or if he fell in, but his clothes, as far as I can tell, are not wet, because he would probably have taken those off.
Yeah.
So you would guess he didn't fall into the river. Not entirely sure why he would go, but that's the story for another time. But
He's gonna look up at you.
And I deliberately woke Leighton up after
yep,
I'd done
Yes.
the burying and everything.
yes.
Yes, we don't want
Even
him
though he
awake.
sees all in his sleep.
So, yeah, that's what you notice, Blenda. Leighton, with your absolute insane roll, you also notice that, for some reason, Ansfred has gone swimming. There's a river there,
Well,
why
sure.
not? It's been a decent weather, so why not?
Yeah,
And
he's not too concerned about that.
then in the distance, from the west, you hear what could favorably be called singing. Almost like
It's just me.
at
Come on.
at first it's
Real.
it could be at first you would think it's like a deer or something bugling, but then it turns more consistent, and as you listen to it swap over to more of a very deep wooden singing. You can't make out the words, but it seems to almost rumble through the ground.
Can I make out the
Okay.
tune?
Who awakened the fake horse?
With 4 rolls, it's... would you have that experience? It's not a
Never
tune
hear
you
from
recognize
Lucky.
per se, but you do recognize the type of cadence to it. It sounds like a working song.
Okay.
But very,
I
very
like
deep.
that.
Hmm. Somebody industrious singing.
In the middle of the
It was
bloody
in the gr-
night.
Singing in the night.
You'd be doing
Interesting.
that at 1 a.m.
Hear the music of the night.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Does it sound human?
Human-ish. It's very deep.
Human adjacent.
Yes.
So we're talking Jeff Castellucci deep or deeper?
Very white.
I'd say Jeff Castellucci would probably wish he could go that deep.
Not
Okay.
human.
Not human.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
Which way is Handel?
West.
I think I know what this is, but I am asleep.
Is it a
Oh,
bird?
no.
Is it a plane?
Funnily enough, no. One of the few things that I might recognize that isn't a bird. Because I just
No one else has heard it,
one
babe.
of the things that you
Only
mentioned
Terris has heard
earlier,
it.
Ardana, only just now clicked, and I'm like, ah.
Roll.
Only Terris has heard it, babe. He hasn't even.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
Oh no,
And-
he would have.
Yeah,
You
no.
you would have seen him wake up,
Mhm.
look at you, really long and hard, Ansford,
Yep.
just sort of squint,
He's been for a
Uh,
swim.
sort of dig around, put on his glasses, squint at you again, and then while he's trying to process that, he sort of
What?
cocks his head as he hears it. Hears the rumble, almost more feels it in his chest and stuff as he's standing up and stretching, and he's just. Do you hear that?
And I think that's where we're gonna go on a break.
Oh, you...
I mean,
It's okay, Zach. My husband calls it lizarding when I do it because I just
See?
unhinge my
Happening.
jaw and swallow.
Yeah.
Do it. Ardana, press the go
hello!
button.
We are back. Welcome on in. I think I just swapped over on someone saying something about lizarding.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Whoops. That was me. I'm sorry.
And
we may have actually cut back in on an image of me unhinging my jaw. So whoops.
Bunny,
Tony.
Hence
we
the
have a bunny.
lizarding.
Hi, Tony. And we are back into it again. We ended on, Terris, character Leighton, talking about someone singing in the night.
Deep voice in the distance.
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
And-
industrious singing from
In the Sweden.
The peaceful Sweden.
And I just want to remind everyone about why we're here and what we're doing. We are currently raising money for the Trans Empowerment Project. If you type in !TEP in the chat, you will find a link to what they are about and also a link to the Tiltify campaign where you can donate. We once again smashed through a milestone today. Thanks to some really generous people, and we are well on our way to the third milestone. In a week. This has not been live a week yet.
That is amazing.
It really is. Thank you so much to every generous donator we've had. I'm sure that was the correct English word. Keep in mind, only donate if it's money you can spare. Just don't let your generosity put you out of pocket. That said, if you want to be in the running to win a Queer Coded by Oliver Darkshire, type in !enter in the chat and we will draw a winner at the end of the stream. There was a link here somewhere earlier at the start where you could buy the book from the DM's Guild. And
Do that.
yes, that would be amazing, Terris.
That is not it.
It's in chat. I can do it right now. Yeah.
In this book, you will find icons such as Vecna, Tiamat, and Xanathar themselves. But
Xanathar's definitely gay.
Oh, Josh.
yes,
I'll do you a solid.
but more flavorful and colorful than in the monster manual.
Oh, okay, right. It's not just good like that one, clearly.
Yeah.
Exothanta, I'd say so.
This one, so gay. So gay.
Yes.
I played him as into everything, really, I think, when we had him in Humblewood.
Oh, Elminster's also in there. Just saying.
Oh, dead set. Yeah.
And
Like,
we're gonna.
The Elminster in BG3 is very much sort of old queer vibes.
Yes.
Like.
Yes. That said, each Friday we are going to be having a giveaway of Oliver Darkshire. What's the English word for that one again? Stuff made by Oliver Darkshire. So this week we're having Queer Coded. Next week it's going to be the Attack of the Attack of the 50-foot tall bikini werewolf. The week after that is furry magic, and then at the end is a whole new class written by Oliver Darkshire called the Antiquarian. But from one system,
bikini werewolf.
yes,
Is that somebody who on a full moon turns into a bikini, or is it on a full moon you turn into a werewolf in a bikini?
as far as I can tell,
but you've only got fur where a
Only
bikini
the
would
bikini.
be.
Right. Yeah.
They're always a werewolf, but on a full moon they finally put some kind of clothing on.
Or they turn into a bikini on the full moon.
that
And they just wear a
is.
bikini on the full moon. It's a celebration.
I think that would be up to the
Find out,
game
my
master. It is. So I've read this adventure. It is written like a movie script, which is beautiful.
Incredible.
Ooh, cool.
So- it is amazing.
That-
It's really
that is very
amazing,
good.
and I highly recommend it.
What'd you
If
say,
you
Josh?
don't manage to pick it up through our giveaway, I highly recommend to buy it. It's not that expensive. It's like 10 or 15 bucks.
Do not talk to me of the
Yeah,
game
as
manager.
soon as-
I was there when it was written.
I was gonna say, as soon as you said that Elminster gave you old queer vibes, I just
Yeah.
immediately had flashbacks to the "Don't speak to me" of the ancient texts.
Well, on the note of ancient text, let's hop on back into the game, and I'm going to switch us to morning vibes.
Well,
so
it
we
is
get
like
through the night
1
without
or
any
2 in the
problems?
morning.
Yes. So, yeah, the party was woken up. Leighton had a little bit of a crisis when it came to, stuff being bad and the ground rumbling because someone's singing voice.
Okay,
yes.
so that we haven't progressed time-wise from then.
I
No.
am gonna wake Victor up, like, bro, what the fuck?
Cool. Rumbly tummy times in the ground.
Okay, if you wake Victor up, I think that he's that kind of light sleeper where he was clearly asleep, and I don't think he jumps to holding his weapon, but as soon as you sort of touch his shoulder and give him a little shake, his eyes snap open and there's no bleariness. He goes from full asleep to full alert, in a moment.
Yeah, this
and
man
just
is
kind of
traumatized.
and just looks at you before his eyes instinctively shoot to the windows.
It's full of birds, bro.
I start shooting. But
I have taken your gun.
Yeah, no. If you wake him, he'll eyes will shoot open. He'll look around and
Listen.
if I can hear it, is there any way I can make some sort of a check, given I know this is more Annika's area of expertise than mine, but I do have some knowledge of, sort of various types of Vaesen. Obviously bird-focused, but, is there any way I can make a check to see if I can identify what would, resonate, I guess, with what we're hearing?
He's got an encyclopedic knowledge specifically of all the bird bases. The rest of them.
I like to imagine that he rolls normally when it happens because he has an encyclopedic knowledge, but the way that his brain works is that he also freezes up whenever he starts thinking about birds. So he's it's still just perfectly even footing as to whether or not he can think of it.
Yep.
It's an incredibly deep-voiced raven.
Don't say that.
You can give me a learning check to see if you've read or heard anything that you can remember.
Yeah, I actually have a pretty good learning score. So I'll roll 5 dice for that. Holy shit. Okay.
Good
So
holy shit.
that's 4 6s on 5 dice. I can lift
Yo,
the tray up.
amazing.
Yeah.
I can't really
No,
tip it properly.
Honey,
but
that's
there
just
are-
been happening tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are
Yeah,
are
I got 4 on
6s,
7.
and it's 4 6s and a 2.
Okay. So, well, with 4 successes,
Throw that tool away.
There you go, kind of.
not
4 successes.
Wild.
deep voiced singing type things strike a lot of different ideas in your mind. When
If I pair that with the reports we read about, or that
yes.
that
So,
Annika brought up?
but most of them be having to do with birds. You're like, birds don't really have that kind of a low, rumbly.
This is the wrong kind of singing for birds.
Yes, and with what you've heard, and with like various different reports from your past as well, because 4 successors is absolutely insane. When on 5 dice, you first of all you think, okay, church bells, big thing, rumbly voice, probably a giant. And couple that with what you know of the military history of this area, this region, you would guess, because you've heard or read about legends of a giant named Han who would live in this area.
Solo?
Well, he is alone.
He does live alone.
Yeah.
Back to the trilogy things.
And it occurs to you that this might be that giant from those texts that previously were like, this is just drunk soldiers reporting bullshit, to like, there might actually be something to this story.
Gotcha. Also, yeah, sorry, this has sparked in me now. I need a meme that's just a giant hucking a boulder captioned Han through first.
Yes.
Mine went to a different place of a giant stooping underneath, underscored with "You wouldn't have to stoop so low."
And the funny part is that the meta knowledge now, the village is named after this giant in real life.
Hondo.
Yeah.
Because Han is the name of the giant and Durl is call. Or noise.
So I suppose it's named that because they could literally hear the giant singing.
Yes. And it, if I remember right, it comes from the fast-flowing river that comes down from the mountains.
Oh!
Interesting.
That's so fucking cool.
Yes.
I'm loving the history lesson we're getting in this game, by the way. I'm actually loving it.
That's one of the reasons why I love this system.
It's so good.
But
because it's got some like real world ties.
Exactly. So Victor, yes, you get this sudden like, they weren't just drunk soldiers bullshitting. They actually saw a giant.
Puppeteer, I love you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's funny.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think in that case, I almost named the wrong character just now. Victor will, I think, as he stops and listens, just trying to think, giant. There is apparently one that lives nearby called Han. Makes sense. Or name of town. I think we leave him be unless he starts getting too close. Are either of you faithful?
Victor, think about what you just asked. Reword it. Try again.
Ethan, are you faithful?
Victor!
Define faithful.
Are you an active partaker of
Do I believe in
churches?
God? Yes. Do I worship or particularly like God? No.
It will probably do. If it starts getting too much closer, ring the bell.
You just smashed a third milestone.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slay.
Oh yeah.
I do think.
Gee, I wonder who that would be. Jess.
No
Zach.
idea. Some random person called Jess and Zach.
Indeed. What a name.
At least I was subtle. Mine was JTP and plus
No.
MOB.
No, I want to see this.
And
I mean, we got Sir Terris in there.
Yes.
I do
Who the
think
fuck
that
is that?
That's true.
What?
Sorry.
I only know this.
Terris from the corner. What?
Yeah. Victor.
Huh?
Yes.
But yeah, I do think after sort of saying that, though, we'll stop and look at Leighton and just, if I may, what
Yes.
did God do that upset you so?
It's not what God did. We're just no longer on speaking terms.
I tend to
Probably
find
good
most
perspective.
people are not on speaking terms with God.
No longer?
No.
You have spoken, and God spoke back.
No.
Okay.
Not. No. No, God
It's-
never spoke back.
No, this was a joke.
Well, technically. It's a long story. I do not think we need to get into it tonight.
Okay. Well, ring the bell if it gets closer. And I think we'll crawl back into the the sort of space he's made in the corner of the room. I don't think he will fall asleep particularly easy at this point, and so I imagine it will probably be... He probably will eventually, but there will be a good amount of time of him just kind of quietly, just kind of sitting, trying to sleep and trying to ignore whatever these guys are talking about if they interact while this is
Fluffy
happening.
is going to lay one of his big floppy ears over your eyes like an eye mask.
Zach, I
You will
sent you a
sleep
DM.
better.
Yes, I did see that, and I said thank you for that. That's incredible. I will put it in the game chat.
Yes. So,
Oh wait, I copied the wrong thing.
So
if
thanks, dude. I've already got it, but thanks.
no one else wants to interact with this scene right now, we will cut to morning. Actual morning, you know, after sunrise morning. Not this is the sun refusing to set because it's Swedish summer. And the building is rather chilled out at this point. Being a stone building, it does retain some heat, but in the early hours of the morning, it starts to lose whatever heat it has retained. For those sleeping under pews, the floor is cold and very uncomfortable. For those sleeping on a mattress, you're starting to feel a little chilled because of the morning air, but you're not sleeping on the stone floor, so you're kind
I
of
do
fine.
have a sweaty back
Yes.
where the tiny woman attached to me is resting.
And
I do think Victor is probably the first one up, due to a combination of getting like mostly a full night's sleep by not participating in the watch, but also just by virtue of who he is, and I think
Blender's
we'll
already up because she was on watch.
So was Leighton.
true.
Blender, actually, you would have noticed that after that conversation, not when the giant or whatever it was singing, but after the conversation, the rest of the night, Leighton has been agitated as shit. He will not stay still.
Zach, do you mind if I interrupt your...
Yeah, no, I was gonna say rewind. I am not awake yet.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
No, that's totally fine.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Blender's gonna ask. Sit down, I guess. I assume you're sitting on a pew or something. Sit down next to you and just... What's wrong?
Old memories.
Well, I mean... Is there any of the type?
No, I suppose not. Just... I don't like to be reminded of things like religion and God.
It is everywhere.
Yes.
And there's that whole omnipotence thing that probably not the best thing to say.
Well,
What did he do to you?
No.
it's not what he did to me. It's
What
what
did
I...
you do to him?
Well, I have done something that means I have no place with him when I leave this one.
Honestly, I may be in a similar position.
I dabbled in powers, in things that I did not understand, and I fear that I have damned the immortal souls of two people that I cared about very much.
3 if you count your own.
If I count my own, that would be 3, but I don't.
You should. She's not very good at empathy.
Nope.
We're in a church.
Yeah.
The best thing about Christianity, all you have to do is ask for forgiveness.
Not, I believe, if the sin is a mortal one.
Ask very nicely.
I believe if you do some atonement and shit, you're alright.
Intent matters.
If I have, in fact, damned those that I believe I have, hell would be a better place for me.
And if you haven't?
What I did makes me believe that they would never want to see me again.
I'm caught between Blender doesn't fucking ask questions and you're... You didn't damn the soul of... She's just gonna point at your cat.
No.
Okay.
It's like, whew, not the cat.
Cats don't go to heaven.
Oi. I mean, they probably have their own
You
party
live with
lounge.
one. Come on. Yeah.
They probably have their own party lounge if hell is real.
There's almost certainly cats in heaven, but I didn't say cats go to.
It doesn't count as a sin if they just be a little baby.
You hear that,
Yeah.
Atraxis? You just have to continue being a little baby. Okay? Good boy.
Can't be sinning if you're just so cute.
Hashtag
Indeed.
not sitting. Hashtag little baby.
Hashtag I killed multiple animals and hid them in your bed. Hashtag hunting.
Hashtag I killed some
Just like a picture of a
parasites.
cat next
That's
to a
not
dead
nice.
animal. Just caption, I am innocent in the eyes of the Lord.
The amount of dead limbs.
Have
No!
proof,
Anyway.
and neither does God.
Bring in for me.
Okay.
Don't know where that came from. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, at which
Anyway.
point, Leighton will sort of just probably go back to brooding.
You're feeling awkward about this conversation, dog.
Oh, no.
It's good. I did nothing.
Okay.
I'm perfect, Papa.
He's like, you're talking about cats. I hate it here.
She's never met one.
Yeah, morning breaks, and you do find a few morsels of stuff you can make breakfast from in the rectory, should you wish for it.
Yep.
You do
I mean,
have.
we had travel sort of stuff as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leighton always travels with a full pack of food. He just
Yeah,
does.
Yep.
And he's so right for that.
That's the bleed from Terris, I think.
Probably.
No, that's the bleed from Leighton's backstory. He is always prepared to feed a small army, basically.
Oh, okay.
He's a doctor. He understands the importance of nutrition.
Yeah.
And yeah, you are faced with the prospect of well, first of all, whoever goes into the rectory realizes there's no priest there anymore.
That would be Leighton fixing breakfast. Just comes back out after putting the soup on.
But there are muddy footprints.
Yes.
Yeah, just somebody has
Drag marks.
yeah, just somebody has taken the body.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Did you put him in the river? Is that why you
No, I
went?
put him in the ground. That's why I had a river swim.
Oh.
I thought he was beginning to smell. And
Yes,
there's
yes.
no need for that.
Was
I was
That's-
wide awake. I felt like a little exercise. So I buried a corpse at 2 in the morning. You know, normal things.
You could have woken me. I would have helped you.
I
We've
know.
all done it.
And that's why I did not.
Very well.
And he says it like it's not a smackdown at all.
No.
It's a friendly. No, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
That's why I did not.
Yeah, and he was friendly back to stuff. Very well. Yeah, just soup's on will be a little while. Enough time to wash up, I imagine. Get our things
I'm
in
pretty
order.
good actually. The river is lovely
you-
this time of
Yes,
year.
your smell has greatly improved since the fight with the Vaesen.
Do you think I need another one?
Yeah, leans in and gives you a
Couldn't
little
hurt.
sniff. Just no, it's you don't smell. You don't smell.
Blender in the background going. You smell so bad, bro.
Okay.
Hey, you sleep next to Victor.
Yeah.
I
no,
have to
that's all you need to
assume.
say.
Oh yeah, no. Victor is rough. I think
Like-
I would say like you'd probably know. I think Victor generally is pretty okay about hygiene. He's maybe a little lackluster just because he was kind of used to going for long periods of time without it between military service and homelessness. But like I think that particularly while we are out effectively like doing missions or whatever and like looking for stuff, that is a moment of weakness and potential for ambush that he is not willing to present. And
true.
so he will likely wait until we get home.
No,
Oh,
actually,
right.
on that point. Victor, I'm begging you.
I can stand guard if it would help.
Is there something of a dawn chorus of birdsong?
Why would you? I can hear it.
I mean, it's far away. It's, you know, those tiny sparrows, tits, that kind of whatever else.
I love
we like
tiny
tits.
tits.
Yes. But no, you don't really hear any bigger, like corvids or anything like that. It's just the tiny ones.
Just little ones.
I think he'll just slowly shake his
Oh,
head
Papa.
and maybe back
Being
at
a
the
baby.
maybe back at the hotel.
The one that we left the body in.
Well, we didn't.
Hey, you
I
didn't
hear
leave the
some
body
rumblings
in
as well.
your room.
I will
Oh,
use
and-
one there.
Sorry, I was talking to the cat.
Okay.
Okay.
Apologies.
It is about
Can we
a.
go back to the hotel?
I'd say it's
And
about
breakfast would
20-minute
probably be
walk
better.
along the rails back to the. I think that's what I remember saying.
So, before we go, what is the plan for today? Are
Well-
we going to Hamdal? Or, sorry, are we going to Hamdal?
Well, given that the priest's sort of notes and writings seem to indicate that the foreman is generally a terrible person who may have been controlling the Vaesen, the Valrun, sorry, not the Vaesen, the Valrun through some sinister means, I suggest a good course of action might be to put him out of action. Just in case he has any other terrible
to.
ideas he wants to inflict on people.
Works for me.
I would agree. He chose his side.
Yes.
You just have to mention murder around Blender and Victor, and they're like, I'm in.
Oh, well, I mean, specifically, also we're talking about murdering someone who actively invited a giant bird into his town. There is something wrong with that man, as far
Yeah.
as Victor is concerned.
He's
Mercy
clearly
killing.
a deviant and must be stopped.
Yeah, he's clearly a threat to both himself and society, not because it's a Vaesen, but because it's a bird.
A man caught consorting like that with large birds cannot be trusted.
Uh-huh.
Answered
Indeed.
casually
True
Okay.
words have
feeds
never been
a
spoken.
pigeon on his shoulder a little seed.
Okay. So
Oh dear.
after breakfast, you make your way over to the village proper, to the hotel.
Mhm. I will keep my word. I will go to the room that we have booked, and I will go take a shower.
Yes. So the
And I will ask someone to. Actually, I will ask Blender to stand guard at the door while I do.
Yeah.
I'm not getting caught on all
yeah.
this.
so the body that you left was on in that guy's room, not yours. So you're
Yes.
completely fine with that. You do notice that there's some I wouldn't say hubbub, but there's definitely some unease in the air. And listening closely, you can clearly hear that someone's talking about one of Nicolaus Almen's men has been found dead in his room.
Oh no! How could that have happened?
But
That's crazy.
since the two of you haven't been in all evening, it couldn't be the newcomers. They haven't been here.
We literally got here, booked rooms, and then skipped town without using them. So
Yeah.
We
as far as
got
we're
here
concerned,
on a train with another of Nicholas's guys who happened also to die in full view of a bunch of locals. But it wasn't us because we were nowhere near it.
Yeah,
We were
exactly.
out near the church all
like
night.
we might have done the first murder, but they clearly instigated it, and we weren't here to
Yeah,
do
that
the
was
second murder.
I was
Exactly.
There's clearly no motive link.
No. So obviously, because you weren't in the hotel all night, it couldn't have been you.
Of course.
No. Much innocence.
Yes.
Very well.
And
Literally no
on
way
that,
it was me.
and in addition to that, your room was nowhere near the top floor.
Of course.
What would we even be doing up there?
Exactly.
Makes no sense that we
Certainly
would
not
be in any way
murdering.
involved in this corpse.
I mean, you still get stares because you're newcomers, and one of the locals have wound up dead on the top floor. But
But we're not suspected of a crime.
no,
Like, I
you're
didn't
just
even
being
know that
suspected
guy
in
when
general.
you around here.
Excellent.
So, what is the status of the law enforcement in this town? Is there any, really?
There is
It kind
some.
of. Oh.
It's basically you have the equivalent of a sheriff that, but they mostly just deal with drunken brawls and the like.
Yeah.
If
And I
something
assume they're probably deep in the pocket of.
yeah, that's a fair assumption.
The quarry
And well, now they have to call in police from the big city because someone got murdered, and it wasn't
Oopsie.
And it hasn't been, taken care of. So it's obviously not one of the foreman's men who did the
he
murdering.
cleans up after himself, doesn't he?
Well, also
as
the
a
foreman.
doctor,
Right.
would volunteer to take a look at the body for them?
Yep.
He doesn't know that you two killed the man, does he?
Might have come up
Yes.
over dinner.
I'm pretty sure we mentioned.
Ansfred was
that-
told.
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure that when we caught up with you guys.
Ah.
Oh wait,
I feel like it would
actually-
probably have
No.
been said though.
Yeah, it probably.
I thought
Yeah.
we
It
mentioned
could have.
something.
We could have reasoned it in. We haven't said it out
Yeah.
loud, but it would be reasonable
We
to
didn't
assume that we
roleplay
had
it, but-
informed
I
you.
Yeah.
thought-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Ansfred that we told. Just Ansfred. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
When
yeah,
I was on
Ansfred
there
rode out to
before.
meet us, and then when we were
Yeah.
on our way and we were gonna tell the others, we got jumped by the Vaesen.
But yeah,
Yep.
there was a lot.
So,
So we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with you don't really even need to roll for this. The guy's throat was
No, you
clearly
knew exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Some genius. You understand?
Who could have done that?
And
Yeah, so Clayton would just be, did the man have any enemies? Because, this level of violence.
Blender makes a note to kick Leighton really hard in the shin later.
Was he even local? I didn't do anything.
if you ask the proprietress, she will just say, "Oh, no, I don't remember her name, but her voice, but oh, he was one of them foreman's men, not local, no. He from the village over there by the quarry."
Well, the cause of death is quite self-explanatory. Yes.
What time do you think he died? Given rate of decomposition and so forth.
Now he knows that you killed him, so
If you
Oh.
could name a time, maybe
That we
in the
were
evening
definitely not in
after
the-
we had skipped
Yes,
town, that
yes.
might be-
I'd say, in my professional opinion, window is. Yeah, window was open or
After-
closed when you found the
There
body.
was no window.
There
Oh,
was no window.
There's no window on the top floor.
Right. In that case, I'd say very early hours of the morning, probably. I mean, the blood's dry, so not too recently, but well after nightfall.
Yeah, that checks out. The morning maid was who found him.
Yes.
She gets in around 5.
Yes, I'd say probably 2 or 3 in the morning. Maybe a
Right.
bit later. Maybe a bit later, a bit earlier. It's a little hard to say. But yes.
When is the next train to Hamdal?
Oh. Well, you can't go there directly by train, but if you go back up, it should be in about half an hour or so. She
We have to
leans
cut
back
the
to look at
boat
the
trip.
grandfather clock, and just about a half hour or so.
There is a barge, perhaps, that goes?
Oh, not from here, not right now, but if you go up to the other train station, well, you would have traveled from yesterday. There is well, they take steamboats all the time. They like every 20 minutes or so to go down, because you can't load them that much with the stone. They will sink. So they go pretty frequently.
Ah, well, thank you. We will take a train up to the middle point and then steamboat it down. Sounds like a lovely day.
For everyone but Mortis, yes.
Yeah.
We could leave him at the train station.
I would never.
You want to instead subject
Mortis
him
kicks
to a
you
lovely
square in the
train
solar
ride.
plexus.
People
had a very
steal
busy
horses,
day yesterday.
even weak ones.
How dare you say that about Mortis? I mean, how fast is a steamboat? I could ride him.
Where?
On a steamboat?
So
Through
What?
the water.
No, along the riverbank.
Oh,
It's not an ocean.
that is
You'll
nowhere
be
near
fine,
as
it's not a-
exciting as I'd hoped.
It's not a long. It's not a long ride. It's just horses don't tend to like boats all that much. He's very sound though. He'll be
Does he
fine.
get seasick?
the
Horses can't vomit.
If they can still get seasick.
I would say
What?
the ride, because driving that distance today takes about 15 minutes. I'd say it takes an hour by steamboat along the river, and riding that distance would take you about 2 hours.
We'll just put him on the boat. It's fine. He'll be fine. It's only about an hour. If he jumps off and tries to swim, I'll ride him.
Your words, not mine. Okay. We go. Unless anything interesting happens, we go.
Onward!
You
I
okay
just-
there? You okay there, Joe?
Yeah, I just spilled water down my front into the
Oh, no.
cleavage.
That
Then I
is the
don't-
worst feeling.
Yes.
Oh, I got covered in fake blood in a horror movie once, and which was fine until it started slowly trickling down my cleavage,
Aw.
and then that was the
Yes.
Yes.
The question
Yes.
is, was it the fake blood that tastes like peppermint?
No, it didn't taste like peppermint. Didn't really taste
Ah.
like
It was
anything.
homemade.
How disappointing.
Knowing the film, it was probably homemade.
Yeah.
Sadness.
It probably tastes
So-
like toffee.
I'd say it's about, by the time you reach the train station up at the Enafors, which is where you arrived, it's about, say, 10 in the morning. And then you rather quickly manage to book passage on a steamboat. They basically just, oh, you can pay. Okay, hop on. Don't get in the way. You're gonna get crushed by stone. Or timber in this case.
Noted.
Is there a safe place for my horse?
Well, you can keep him back. As long as he doesn't wander
Yeah, leading
around.
a horse, pushing a pram with a cat in it.
You get a look. You know, like,
Is there any place for my horse in this pram? No, obviously not. The horse. Horse in the pram.
it's like,
Fluffy
My
sits
cat, of
at
course.
Blender's and Victor's heels this whole time.
Yeah.
and as the, and it is a boat. It's not one of those steamship things. It's enough space for like half-size timber to go downriver, or upriver in this case. I had to orientate myself, but upriver. The horse can stand towards the back of it, as long as it doesn't, like, as long as he doesn't move around too much. And the timber is
Oh, the horse- Hey, yourself.
the timber has been secured enough that you can sit on it as the boat moves. And it has those tiny little paddles at the back and a tiny little furnace thing where it keeps putting in bits of coal to make the paddles move. It's nothing more advanced than that. You do pass a larger vessel that is going the opposite way at one point, and you have to steer a little bit to the side. But the river is pretty shallow. You can clearly see the bottom the whole time, and both vessels are they don't go deep in the water at all. They're very flat. Because if they did go deep in the water, they would just get stuck.
This sounds quite tranquil and lovely, which feels like a trap.
Eventually,
this sounds delightful. I am suspicious.
Eventually, you do come around a bend in the river, and you look up towards an absolutely majestic mountain vista. Not the one on screen, because if I look the other way, I'm going to probably dox my cousin who's taken over the farm. Because I have a photo, but yeah, actual relatives living there. So I'm not going to post that photo,
If I spin Google Maps, I will dox my cousin.
Yes. No, but I have a photo from that exact point of view I'm describing, but it shows the building they live in. So
I have the same problem with my Australia campaign. Don't worry about it.
So you come around this river and you see what looks like tiny little docks along the riverside. And then further up, the river is getting both wilder, but also even more shallow. So
Well, that makes sense.
At some points, you even see like sandbanks coming out from the riverbed and just cresting over, and you can no longer move the barge up. So it's not a captain really, it's a boat. But he stops.
Barge master.
Yes. The barge master or skipper, yes. Stops and then barks a few orders at the other two people, and they start unloading timber, and you can see like what looks like a small timber yard where people are setting up for. It's not like advanced in any way. It's more of a hand cranked saw wheel thing going on, and at one point it is a little bit further up. You can see that it has a water wheel to it as well.
Yeah.
And then looking out over the where you're standing, you find yourself. It kind of looks like a dip where the river has cut through the landscape over centuries. To your right is a rather steep hill that seems to plateau a little bit, and you see a white house standing on top of it and a barn next to it. And then the forest continues up, further up, and where the mountain seems to vanish into gray clouds, the view shifts from a greenish tinted pine forest to a bluish gray of a mountainside, and the mountain itself is capped in snow still. It's June. And to your left, you would see the view that is on stream.
So it's very pretty.
Yes.
Very, very pretty.
So it seems to continue from where you're standing across a fen or a marsh, and then into a lake with the mountains in the background.
Reminds me of where I grew up.
A man could walk into those forests, build a cabin, and live a life of peace, I believe.
A man would be wise to not walk into those exact forests. Build a cabin.
Yes. What with the troll and everything.
Well, troll?
Giant, rather, and everything.
There's a giant?
Didn't
What?
Victor say something about a giant?
They had gone to bed. You guys weren't.
We
You
were
were
asleep
asleep.
when this happened.
Yes.
Oh! And he's just, oh, we didn't tell you. And he will, as they're walking, regale them
We
with the
slept
story.
through a giant?
You slept through a giant, yes. It was singing in the night.
Oh,
Deep
that's
rumbling
wonderful.
sound. Felt it more in my bones than I did hear it.
This place is quite peppered with the unusual and unexpected.
Yes.
But in those woods, you would also need to watch out for werewolves.
Oh,
And your
Yes.
neighbors.
Yes, werewolves.
So, straight to the foreman's office, or shall we
Oh,
poke around a little first?
I would like to know if he has returned from
yes.
dinner last night.
Annika, as always, I will follow your lead.
Yes, where we could find him.
Well, I
Oh.
mean, one of these fine timber-slinging men probably knows.
Perhaps we suggest we are buyers from the big city. Here to buy some fine stone? Is that what they make here?
This is going to go so well.
Obviously, I am not the
Fine.
buyer.
Stone, timber, whatever this is.
If it's a quarry, they are probably
Stone.
harvesting stone. So, yes, stone.
We just happen to be at a timber mill right now, which is why Ansfrid is a little confused.
Yes.
But he does understand the difference.
Do we know what kind of stone they are harvesting? They are mining?
We did
Granite?
see limestone residue
Mm.
on the
Nope.
other men.
One moment, then.
Might be a safe bet.
Limestone.
Limestone would
Which
be very...
is notoriously, I'm pretty sure, not that great for building, unless I'm
No.
misremembering. But
But
Well, it depends what you're building, really.
yeah, true.
anyone
Great
who
for low garden walls.
If you're building a limestone quarry, ideal.
anyone who wants can make me a learning check to see if you know or remember exactly what type of stone they are breaking here.
Yeah, I get 4 dice for that.
One
check was that?
success.
Nope.
Yep.
Learning.
Learning.
nothing.
Paracord.
Nothing.
1 success.
2 and logic is 5, so that's 7 dice. I rolled 1 6.
I
Okay.
also rolled 1 6.
Yeah, so 3 of us got
Um,
1 success.
So each of you would
I almost
know.
didn't want to roll it.
So each of you who got 1 success or more would know that they are breaking soapstone here, which is a type of limestone used in building fireplaces or fridges, primarily because they
Nice.
keep the temperature really well.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
absorbent.
Yes.
It's called soapstone.
Because it's soapy to the touch.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's
Well,
also
People who
really
learn- people who
useful
learn rock
in
art typically-
for like stovetops. Because if you heat it up enough, you can fry stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, primary stone they're breaking here is soapstone.
So what I'm looking up here, because Leighton would know this, I imagine, is that certain medical boxes had soapstone to keep medicines in.
Yeah.
For
Uh,
refrigeration or preservation?
Yeah, for preservation.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that if we were going to do that cover, that's what he could say that he's trying to source.
Only the well, we were. Did the foreman know we were coming, specifically us, or that just someone was? He had people out there to stop us. But
I don't.
they were
We
just
could
looking
just go
for
and ask to speak to
people.
the foreman.
I mean, we could. There's nothing stopping us doing this.
I don't know that the foreman was anticipating anybody.
My impression was that he knew that someone had written for help, but wasn't sure exactly who would be responding to that query.
I suppose.
Only that someone was. And he had people looking out for foreigners, strangers.
I hate to say it.
Nosy-looking people like us.
I did
What
send
do you
that
hate to
guy
say?
back with a target on his chest.
You did do
Something
this.
to give the foreman a message.
And so he is probably going to remember my face and yours. Most likely Victor's as well. And Layton is visually quite distinctive. That being said, he may well not be at the place where we are when we are at the foreman's office. We can try if we get fingered or whatever the term is.
No threat.
Could be fingered.
No.
A question of practicality then. We have all decided this foreman is bad news, yes?
Yes.
Well, he had a priest killed. There's not a lot of men who do that who are good news.
He was somehow able to control a Valor, a very powerful Vaesen, so...
Okay.
We think.
So
we
think.
Do we
And
know
it was a
that?
bird.
It is likely from the evidence available.
Yeah. Well, in that case, when we do find him, rather than give him time to warn his associates or attempt some other trickery, I will just kill him, unless anyone has any objections.
When we figure out where he is, give me 5 minutes. I will set up on the roof. Victor, if you wish, you can come with me. You're a decent sharpshooter.
If you think
I am.
we are needing some sort of ambush for this man, then I can, with Layton and Annika, we go in, meet the man. He has not met us, unless he is, as we suspect, able to become a large cloud of bats or birds or whatever. I don't want a vampire. Please, not a vampire.
Sorry, I was mentally picturing like a cloud of bats like covered in limestone dust.
I didn't know they made albino bat. Oh wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. I know.
Honduran white bats are my favorite type of bat.
Yes, hi cat. So
Without wishing to cause offence to other members of this party, I think Layton and I would probably be the least threatening-looking people to make initial contact.
I don't disagree, my love.
If I get
You
the opportunity
wouldn't.
to shoot, should I?
It's fair.
So
If I see the opportunity to shoot, I'm going to shoot.
of course.
If you're not okay with that, just tell me no.
I just asked that you make sure you've got the right man.
Of course.
And maybe useful to get a gauge on him in case he is himself a puppet of some other nefarious force.
Which is why I think I should come with you.
Be your bodyguard.
Yes, or
And that's meaning Leighton's bodyguard.
It would not
I was
be
going to say porter.
unusual. It would not be unusual for someone of standing to have a bodyguard.
Or
A
Porter,
gentleman
and like
his wife.
Or
Annika
porter.
just hands you her bag.
Yes. He straightens his hat, which is the extent of himself smartening himself up.
Alright, well,
Leighton is going to hand you a little tin box. At this, it is full of zinc oxide. Zinc oxide paste. Remembering his conversation with you about scent from before.
Right.
It was used back then as a deodorant.
Oh.
Victor, put
Yep.
that on.
I already
Today we use
shall.
aluminum oxide.
There you go. Okay. Answered. In what manner is it? Is it a liquid?
It's sort of like a paste.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
to put
unscrews.
on like underarm area like that. It's in a tin. Yeah.
It burns. It burns.
You get used to it.
Or you don't.
You weren't meant to put it in your eyes.
I was worried they smell.
Enough talk.
Yes, preparations finished.
Good.
Good.
I think.
Are you approaching the timberman, or are you trying to find someone else? Okay.
I mean, we can
just
ask.
to ask where it would be.
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
ask. Yes.
So the man you ask is just gives you a side eye at first. City folk. And he's going to point up along the river, up the mountain. Well, you'll be wanting the quarry if you're looking for the quarry foreman.
Of course.
Yes.
So walk along. Well, there's a path up there, and he points further up into what looks like a small copse of trees. Path starts there, and then you can follow the cart trail up into the quarry. Should take you about... He's gonna look at everyone's shoes real quick. Half an hour walking.
Right.
Lovely.
And he just looks at everyone and just goes back to work.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Of course, my question is anyone not from here would need directions, not just city.
Anyone not from here is city folk.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we start heading up.
I'm gonna I assume all of us will be like, but I'm just gonna keep a ready eye out while we're walking there in case sussy shit starts happening.
I was gonna say that I think unless anyone has any major qualms, I think that Victor might pull Blender sort of back a bit and still following you guys up the trail, but just sort of at a distance so that if people start talking to you or engage with you, we are not immediately sort of right there.
Yep.
And if you guys do sort of head into a quarry area, we can try to sort of stick to the tree line and just sort of
Back up.
be back up / ready to take a shot if the guy sort of finds himself in an exposed position.
Yep. Could everyone please give me a vigilance check?
Sure can.
Yes.
I have
Maybe.
7 dice for that.
I also have 7 dice for that, I
Same.
believe.
Whoops.
Oh, that's 1 success.
That is
One of
one
them ran away?
success.
That's
I got
2 successes
4
out of
3s on
2
that.
dice. Out of 4 dice.
Two success.
Thanks.
2
One.
success as well.
And then I
Nice.
have one more.
So does that mean we got everyone got
success.
1,
Yes.
and then a couple of us got 2?
Uh-huh.
I got 2.
Yes.
Nice.
So as you're making your way along the path, Victor and Blenda hanging back a little bit. At first, there's nothing unusual really going on, but then you start noticing movement in the underbrush. And the trees are a mix of leafy trees and I don't know what they are called, but pine trees and like evergreens and leafy trees.
Conifers.
It's the leafy ones I don't know.
Deciduous.
Deciduous, thank you. So it's a healthy mixture of both. So there is a lot of underbrush in spots. So under where the pine trees and evergreens are, not so much because of the ground being what it is, but where the deciduous trees are, you have a brush and bushes and grass and stuff. And you start seeing movement there. And then suddenly, in one corner, what looks like tiny horns poking out and vanishing. Then over at another corner, long-eared creature.
Is it a jackalope?
No, it's the little house livers. Vetir.
Yeah.
Vetir.
So those of you who got 2 successes, you would rather quickly realize that these are Vetir, and there are a lot of them. And then, did any one of you get more than 2?
No.
No. So you would
Ridiculously close, but no.
at one point.
6 and 2 5s. I'm fucking stupid.
At one point, as a light drizzle of rain starts falling, out of the corner of your eye, it looks like something larger moving. But when you look, it's just a bit of mist of rainwater falling through the canopies.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case.
Leighton would like to glance at his horse just to see if the horse seems agitated, like there's a predator about.
Constantly.
No.
He's near Annika. He's near Ansford, rather, sorry.
Yeah, so he doesn't seem like tense or frightened. He does seem a little bit annoyed, especially as the rain starts, but he's not afraid of and he's not like tense or anything.
I like to believe that this horse does not have the sight at all. And everything that's been going on, he's just been dragged around and he's seen.
We have traumatized this horse so much.
And Victor, after a while, you realize that the sounds of birds you heard in the morning, small, are also the only types you can hear here. You don't hear any sounds of larger birds. No corvids, no raptors.
I think he that does help. I think he likes that. But I think that as soon as before, even though it was completely innocuous, you described the like some of the rain sort of like dripping down from above.
Yep.
As soon as that sort of caught his attention, he immediately cursed himself for inattentiveness and has spent the rest of it basically allowing Blender to sort of keep a better track on our group. His eyes are peeled upwards, looking for birds.
You see
Oh no, sorry, you carry.
at one point you see a swallow pass over, but that's it. There are no other big birds flying around.
Big bird? Again?
He doesn't fly. He's a flightless.
I think he could.
I think he doesn't have his weapon drawn, but his trigger finger just like
oh, not Big Bird,
does one of
okay.
these.
Yeah.
The same. I'm like, Big Bird's weapon is always drawn, baby.
That guy has so many guns.
I am so concerned.
My childhood was very different. As soon as Ansred notices the the vet here, he would say, "Oh, it's just so hard carrying all this food. I suppose I should probably just leave a little here. There's no harm in that, and anybody else in the woods would be able to take some. Seems nice and fair to share, don't you think?" And he pulls out like a piece of sausage or something and cuts it up into little pieces and lays it out neatly on the top of a log.
Clayton seeing this will sort of give you a look and a small smile. This is just, oh yes, I'm very concerned that this pot of honey I've got's going to spill in my pack. I may as well put that down too. Yes.
We can't have that.
Yes,
That
make
would make a
everything
nasty
sticky.
mess.
Hard cut to Blender scattering breadcrumbs around silently, and Victor turning around, seeing it, going, "That's bird food," and punching her square in the mouth.
I do think that actually he wouldn't hit you, but he would have a strong reaction if he saw you throwing breadcrumbs around. If you are,
you know what
Have you
ducks
not
do with that?
Have you not noticed the little Vaesen? They are about to eat. This is for them.
If I see one kind of sticking its head out a bit more, I will give it like just a little wave, just a hey.
You see it just look at you and then behind the tree. And then
I think that I think in response to Blender's statement, Victor will just let out like a kind of non-committal, unconvinced sounding like and just walk a little faster.
Fucking hippies.
A prime target over there, dear.
and
I'll take my chances away from the bait.
Fluffy trots to catch up with you.
Oh.
nice. Okay, so after maybe another 10 minutes or so after leaving the goods, the good stuff on the log and the honey and bread and stuff, the path starts curving a little bit and rising faster into the mountains, the path getting steeper, and hanging from a branch is a small package, like a square box wrapped in twine, just hanging.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna play a game where we don't fucking touch that.
Or we back up
You're
and one
nowhere
of
near
us
us.
shoots it.
Hansford, I do believe that is potentially a gift from the Vaesen. The Vetia, to you. You were the one that started the act of goodwill.
Or it's a trap and that's going to explode.
I'd be willing to
That's
take
the
my
one.
chances.
Yes, it's when Leighton says, "I'd be willing to take that chance," and Hansford goes, looks at him like, "But you're not."
Oh
And
no,
then
no,
just-
no! I mean,
Go ahead, King.
I am so sorry, sir. I meant that
No,
if you,
no.
I will take it down.
No, he's already going.
No. Yet to Annika. I didn't mean him.
I'm willing for him to take that chance.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Like, was it Lord
the
Farquaad?
hundreds
Like, and
of
that-
you may die, but
die.
that's a
It's a
sacrifice
sacrifice.
I'm willing to
I'm
make.
willing to make.
As you take down the small package, it's about yay by yay, wrapped in twine, and it's a little wooden box. It rattles
I love
slightly.
friends. I sniff it.
It has a very distinct pine scent to it, and also a little bit of tar.
Okay. All right. Are there any explosives or traps that could be made? Those things?
I mean, it has tar on it, so it's flammable.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Okay, fuck it. I open it.
Inside it, you see 3 necklaces, 3 leather strings with wooden things on them, hanging from them, cut into like wooden circles, hanging from them.
Oh, for the 3 people who fed them.
Yeah. For the 3 kind
And
ones. Yeah.
on each of the circles, you see a number of runes cut in.
Ooh. Has Ansfred ever seen anything like this before?
Give me a learning check.
Can I cast
Given
identify?
his background.
I will give you an extra die for your background.
Good DM. Kind DM. This is a learning, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm rolling 3 mighty dice. Hey! 2 1s and a 6.
Nice.
Hey.
So I saw it was like, fuck, hey!
So looking at the wooden circlets, you recognize them as protection runes.
Oh.
And the way they have been carved into the wood, you would assume they're pretty powerful. And they protect against possession.
What?
Great. I love that for us. I love that specifically for Annika, Layton, and I.
just regular boating, not foreboding at all.
just a touch of boating, just a little bit.
A little bit of boating is a treat.
Right now.
I love some boating. Cool. Alrighty. Excellent. Well, he closes it. He opens it. He has a look and goes, closes the box. It's very kind. My accent went all over the fucking place there. That was a journey across Western Europe. That
Me all game.
That's very kind of them. What is this then? I do not know.
You are shot on sight.
He's been possessed by a South African.
Oh, I thought it was British.
Oh no.
I was really
Wait,
paying
what
attention.
runes you got there, Brew?
That's probably the
That's the
elephant
one.
in the room then, if you're not too fond of the British. Leighton's an import.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, you are being given 3 amulets that will give you protection against mental control.
Oh, I need that.
Which mechanically
My
will
wife.
give you 1 extra die if for a force check when it comes to being controlled.
Put that in equipment.
So who are they going to?
That is up to you guys.
Well, I have 3 of them, and they're lovely, and I'm going to wear all 3.
Oh, you get plus 3 dice. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. No, I think these are for us, and very kindly given. And he takes it out, and would it fit a human?
Yes. So the leather strap is tied on 2 ends, so you can basically adjust. So you can either wear it as a necklace or as a bracelet, or
He
tighten
would wear
it.
it as a bracelet.
Yeah. So you can
He'd
tighten
probably
it.
do a couple of loops, and
yeah.
I actually have exactly that style of bracelet on right now. And he would return to Annika and Leighton and say, I don't think they mean us any harm.
No.
These are very nice.
Answered. I'd politely decline mine in favor of your wife.
Oh, and I'll say very quietly, that's very kind of you, but I don't want them to see me taking one they intend. Just in case.
Also,
Right.
Maybe later.
Of course.
If you guys are going
Oh,
to stop for a while, I think Blender and Victor would probably.
Get a bit closer and just... What? Where are we stopped?
Oh, we got gifts. Well,
we received a present.
I think one.
Specifically, Blender. You received a gift. And he holds it out to you.
Blender's gonna look around for any of the little guys. Any of them, anyway?
Yeah, there are several around.
I'm gonna actually, in a very uncharacteristic show, which you will then realize is for her own protection, she's going to, yes, kneel down just quietly. Do you mind if I give one of them to my husband? I fear that if he is possessed, he will shoot me.
Yeah, I think he'll shake his head and put a hand on your shoulder. You keep it. You're a better shot.
You will literally shoot me.
No.
The
You don't look like a bird.
the nearest creature is gonna look at you and well, it's a gift for you. You decide what you want to do with it. It's not ours anymore.
It's very lovely of you.
They're very
I think my
sweet.
accent went everywhere.
It's accent roulette tonight.
Yes.
We have
Yay!
Every time we speak,
gift-
we do different accents.
Oh no, she's possessed!
oh
A gift
no! One
for
of us
Someone
here
shoot
is
us.
possessed by an owl.
You
One of
don't
us
look
here
like
is
no
possessed.
bird I ain't ever seen.
One of us here is possessed by an owl.
who?
That's things definitely.
There it is.
Answer.
Death.
Oh, no.
Arcana.
Yes.
What food do I have on me?
I don't know.
Would it
Yes.
be?
I can't see through your cat.
I
Probably
wouldn't
sort of
have
hard
any
cheese,
fresh fruit or
crackers, dried fruit. Sort of
Probably
travel
dried
rations.
fruit.
anything. I'm going to literally offer a hunk of hard cheese and a bit of dried fruit to the one that I was just chatting to. And just
Long fingers reach out and take it. Just, oh, well, thank you.
Is everything all right here?
Now it is.
This was really my intent.
Oh, recently. I have low empathy, so I'm going to look at Ansford for help, like...
Oh. What is your name, my small
Me?
friend?
The
Yes. I
Yeah.
am Ansfrid.
others call me Squeak.
Squeak.
What
That is
a
a
name.
lovely name.
Thank you.
Squeak. You
I
say
love how
there
the
was
chorus of what a good name and went around.
What a great name! Yes, yes, we all agree. Yes.
best name. Yeah, solid name, Squeak. Squeak, you say there was something around here that wasn't good before. What has changed?
Oh, well, right after, the warm thing, the sun, that's the cult, yes. Right after the sun started disappearing yesterday, the bad man went away, and so did the other bird things.
They're gone now. They have not returned.
Blender's going to like reach a hand out to kind of
Well,
grab Victor's shin as she hears other bird things, like, don't fucking run.
I was actually going to say, I think at the mention that they have gone and maybe aren't coming back, I don't think you'd notice because you're looking at this thing, but anyone who has line of sight would see the faintest hint of a smile appear on his face.
Oh.
The happiest day of his life.
well,
The birds
I
are
might
gone.
have actually killed it.
the
Other bird things?
big bad evil bird thing, it flew away, and a while later, the other bird things just died. They just dropped from the trees and just died.
At this point, there's a full smile and a faint, like, sort of, just like a quiet, like, from the back of the group, just like a quiet sort of like.
Yes. Dead birds falling from the trees.
You can go check if you want. They're all up by the quarry.
Oh, absolutely.
We assume this.
Yes.
So,
Well, Squeak, you have just made my friend Victor's day.
Oh,
Possibly even his week.
because
Yeah, it was a
he
good
showed
favor.
that thing.
Thank
oh,
you.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy at it. And we're all very happy because now we don't have to put so much effort into keeping everyone safe.
You are the ones doing this.
No, we were just well.
You have done well.
You have.
How to explain? We have our places and we protect our places, but when bad things happen, we have to put more power into protecting those places, and now we don't have to anymore.
Of course. Makes sense to me.
Squeak,
Yes?
friend, what do you know of Han?
Oh, he's funny.
The large singing fellow.
Mm-hmm.
Funny, Han.
Funny.
Yes, he,
Is he the only? Is he the
so,
only one?
yeah. I do believe, I'm not that old, but about 100 years or so ago, another of his kind tried to come in, and he threw boulders at them until they went away.
Oh.
He likes going solo.
Annika's like trying to kind of smother a giggle at the mental image of just one giant throwing boulders at another.
I'm through first.
If you
Yep.
see Han around, could you maybe describe us and let him know that we don't want to be any trouble for him?
Yes.
We're not
Yeah, I can do
intending to
that.
be trouble.
If he listens, that's a different story. But
Yeah.
there is a party if you want to come. Not tonight though,
Absolutely.
Yes.
but in about a week or so, there will be a big party.
We're fucking
is-
going.
What is the
Absolutely.
name of this party? Again, Adana, would I have any idea? Like,
So it is middle of summer, but
Hmm.
it's still midsummer has passed.
yeah.
So, but you can give me another learning check with some
Yeah.
advantage because of your background.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to help you with that by like brainstorming what it could be?
Yeah, if you want.
That's another extra die.
There's a 6. There you go.
Nice. So
About a ton of 5s.
you would know that the time where the barrier between the world of man or human and the world of the Vaesen is thinnest is during the solstice. First in the summer and then in the winter. The solstice has passed.
Yeah.
So, but there is the harvest festival, the first one coming up. And while it's normally not recommended for humans to step into the Fae or the Western world because some don't come back, it can be one hell of a party. And they tend to party from sunset to sunrise.
Mm.
And there
I'm not gonna
are...
lie, wouldn't mind not coming back. So it's okay.
You would also know that there are some myths about people being caught in the dancings whole night. Like they cannot stop. And they would age their entire life in 8 hours.
So could be the time of our lives, could be our untimely death.
The end
Yes.
of the life, but
Yes.
time of it. It's literally the entire time of your life.
Exactly.
What a
Well,
dilemma.
but don't dance or drink.
Basically. So
Or
I
eat
think-
anything. And if one of them asks for your attention, just listen politely.
You will have to go without me this time.
Why?
He just like looks, just like makes eye contact and just. I'm not spending the night from sundown to sunrise out in the open where I know the Vaesen will be. No offense, little one.
well, you're human, so I understand it.
The,
Victor,
mm,
if I were to attend this gathering, would you look after Ambrose for me? And perhaps keep him if I did not return.
happily, but you
Thank
had
you.
better. I don't know what cats eat.
Meat.
Birds.
Birds.
Blender's going to sigh a little bit and say,
You see him smile again, and then I think remembers what he was told just before. All right, now, where are these dead birds? And just start moving towards the edge of the forest, looking for where all the ones dropped dead that the Vaesen told
Skips
him
away.
about.
um,
Like it's this is the closest you have seen to that, I think. Definitely, like there is the normal like full hunch slouch shuffle walk that he does has been replaced with still terrible posture, but like there's a little bit of like what's the word I'm looking for here, like there's a little bit of energy in his step that wasn't there previously.
you ever get a hole round through a thing of crochet and realize you've done the whole fucking thing wrong?
Yes,
Yes.
all the time.
I don't even crochet, but I know exactly what that looks like.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
I painted
okay.
a skirt 4 times on Tuesday night. Before deciding, I was like, I'm not. Because I began it with saying, I'm not going to paint it purple because it'll be too much purple on the mini. Before I realized, fuck, it does need to be purple. God damn it.
Yeah, I've had to redo half a
I'm making a
blanket
whale.
because I missed a stitch.
Yeah.
Or you
Oh, what's
live
that?
with it.
Ooh, that hurts.
Yeah.
What you making?
Whew.
blanket.
Whale.
Well.
Well,
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I love
He's
him.
a bit.
uh,
So he's a
We
bit weird
like
looking.
this is great,
So-
but we should probably like finish the like thing with him.
True.
yeah, I was going to say. So I feel like
I'm
we have
afraid.
established we have successfully killed the guy. Because Squeak is lovely, charming person. And beyond this, do we need to do anything else?
I
we
would like
want
to.
We need to
talk
make
perhaps
sure he's
to
dead.
Okay. Find out
Okay.
possibly how or why, maybe for
Yeah.
research. Okay.
Yes. I'd also like to retrieve the bird corpses and burn them.
There's
Good
a
idea.
lot. Squeak, one final question, my lovely friend. Where did the bad man live?
house up by the quarry.
Down by the quarry. Of course. Thank you,
Oh,
Squeak.
And Squeak, if any of us want to attend this party, where do we need to go?
Oh, so you follow the river up by the waterfall, and there is a large boulder in a clearing up there. You just have to knock on the boulder.
Lovely. Yeah, we'll see if we can make it.
Understood.
Excellent.
Great. Well,
Yeah. I think at this point Victor
So
is
sure
leading the
nothing bad will
way,
happen.
and will just sort of stop and just smile and bask in the morning sun as he looks over the small field of dead birds.
yeah.
Yeah,
As
Amanda will come
yes,
And it
along.
brings him more joy than he has felt in a long time.
Oh,
Like,
And
So-
will
then
come along.
Victor looked down upon his work and saw that it was good.
Linda will come along. She'll kind of put her hand like between his shoulder blades, and in like the only display of actual affection you've seen from her to him, she'll give him a kiss on the cheek.
I was going to say, I would dispute that. I think
True.
we've seen pretty much constant affection from her.
Conventional, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the difference.
But then, well,
And
this is a good
yeah,
day.
you see the almost amphitheater-looking place where they have cut into the mountain, and then what looks like a mine tunnel going further in. Around this area is scattered a number of buildings, most of them one story, but one that seems to be a two-story building that looks more official. You guess some form of administration. And then from this quarry, the path seems to continue up into the mountainside and along the mountainside, and then vanish around the corner. And from here you can clearly hear the thundering of that waterfall.
Oh, lovely.
Are there any people about, or just a lot of dead birds?
You
we
see
at the
one or
quarry yet?
two people up there. They seem a bit lost though.
Oh,
As if
no,
they don't
did their
belong.
foreman drop dead?
No, it would see if you compare to the guys that you met that were clearly the foreman's men, these guys don't seem to have any like limestone caked on their clothing, and their clothing look less like they can take the beating of crawling around on rocks all day, and more like they can take the beating of crawling around in reeds and dirt all day. So more farmer than stone worker.
Interesting. Hopefully that might be the farmer we are looking for. Are we ditching the idea of being stone buyers from the big city?
I think that the foreman may have been said Valerian that we
Almost
dispatched.
certainly.
So I
And
don't
one
think
way
we
or
need
the
that.
other, he is not here anymore.
No.
Speak and his friends confirm this.
And if he gets
Yes.
upset about us being here for some reason, we can just shoot him.
I love this plan. Okay. Let's see if we recognize someone with a bullseye painted on his chest.
I think, and
Would have
you'll
done
just
that.
hear the like chink of the lever in what is it Victor's gun, just like chink, cock back.
Target shooting.
Now, what is the position on the foolish dupes that were probably just trying to keep their jobs, working for this bad man?
I feel
think-
if they're not part of it, they can live, right?
You got to live last time.
They may not. They may
Maybe
not
one
have
of these
known
might
they
have
were
helped them.
conspiring with birds. The one with the target is fair game, though.
Mm-hmm.
Noted. Okay. We go.
Yep.
Onward.
As you step into the quarry, you do not see anyone with a target painted on them, quite literally. You do, however, see two very confused and frankly frightened looking younger men, maybe in their early to mid 20s. Judging by their clothing, they do not work in limestone on the regular. There's some on their shoes, but that's because they've been walking around here. And
What was the name of the farmer who sent the message?
let me double check because I have the message here. His Simon Bacca.
Would either of you be Simon Bucker?
That'd be me, sir.
Oh, we got your letter.
Oh,
Yes.
And I think
Then-
we've solved your problem.
you did this? Oh, then you did this.
Yes.
Did what? I look around.
Well, and he's gonna step away from the other young man. Then you saw the small ones too, right?
The small ones, the birds.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the birds. I'm talking about the tiny.
Oh, yes, the little vetter. Yes,
Yes.
they're lovely.
Yeah, they got. So last night they got all flutter, like happy, and I didn't understand why, because they've been so scared that lately, and they've been so kind to me and tried to keep me safe after I found out what he was, and
So, how long have you been able to see the little ones?
about 2 years now.
And all of your friends, family, they cannot?
No.
Good.
Trust me,
So,
there you.
you know, you have the sight now.
Yes.
That's not something that goes away.
I hoped it would.
No, I'm afraid not.
No, that's.
You can
that's
now
undo
see
for now.
them. If you need a place, the castle you sent the letter to, that is where people like us go, if we need somewhere. But you have some lovely friends around here. If they are already looking after you, then they will continue to do so. Just don't knock on a boulder under a waterfall. Don't do that.
Oh no, everyone knows that. You don't go to the fairy dance.
Unless you are invited.
Oh,
Yes.
well, I wouldn't go to. Yeah.
I wouldn't go even if I was invited.
Well-
I'm not an idiot like you guys.
Well, no.
That's where we're going.
Thank you kindly for the invite, sir. But I can't leave my brother. He's out of job now, until a new person can take over the quarry.
How good is your brother
not
at
him?
running things?
Oh, we barely know our letters, sir.
So we leave a bunch of dead birds, and then we need to send word that foreman job opening
Well,
here.
Your brother might not be able to write, but if
But
he
yours
can
are
run
fine.
the place, someone could write for him.
True. The ability
You don't
to...
have to know your letters, know how to mine rock.
Yes.
Uh,
I agree.
Oh, my brother knows how to mine rock. I'm the farmer. He took a job here.
Well, if he knows what to do, he should just do it and then hire a secretary.
I think this is a splendid idea.
Well,
You'll find, I think, that bosses tend to like people with initiative.
right. Well,
If he was to, say, gather up his work friends and continue their jobs, doing the thing, and he was to be seen to be in charge, he is the foreman.
I'll tell my brother
Why
that.
fix what's not broken?
Yes.
And that does come with a considerable pay rise.
But we can't promise that. These guys can't fucking read.
They can mine rock, though.
And that's the important thing.
My boy can mine.
Rock and stone.
I'll tell my brother that. Perhaps he thinks that that's a good idea.
We were going to burn all those bird corpses just in case. I hope that.
Actually, if you're looking for something to do today, that would make the little Vettir very happy.
I want to do that. Absolutely, yes. So, well, we do have some ovens here for burning stone in.
Yes, I was about to ask if there were food ovens, because if they are, you probably don't want to put dead birds in
Oh
them.
no,
But
no,
stone
no,
up.
no.
A nice bonfire would do.
So, yes, if you well, you could do that too. We do have a lot of wood. Not a lot of it is dried, but in a bonfire it should do. We also have some ovens where you burn the stone to make talcum powder in.
Of course.
They would work.
Absolutely.
So you can use those if you want. They need to be fired up though. I haven't been using them for a while.
Well, I'm sure your brother knows how.
Question, if you haven't been... So, has the quarry been quarrying recently, or has it been doing something else?
Oh, it's been quarrying the whole time. Yes, it's just the need for. I don't know. I don't really know these things. But the foreman got in quite a state a while back about some city folk person demanding or creating another way to make powder from limestone, and so they had to power down the ovens here.
Would we know about that?
I'd say probably not. It's more of a... Unless you have reason to buy a lot of talcum powder.
Nothing comes to mind.
But yeah.
I don't know if this
I
was
can
just
think of a use for 3,000 tons of talcum powder today.
a cannonball, most uncomfortable cannonball of your life. I don't know if this was just an oversight, but if they don't know their letters, how did they write to the academy or whatever it is?
Barely.
Barely.
Know their letters.
Barely.
Their letter was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Unspread didn't struggle to read it because his are also shit. It was like a dyslexic reading a letter written by a dyslexic.
Okay.
yeah.
It
So
makes total sense to me. Why can't you read that?
Annika did praise it for getting straight to the point, unlike the priest's letter, which did ramble on somewhat.
so at this
Yes.
time.
I wasn't here for the first session.
Yeah. No. So
that's right, yeah.
so at this time in Sweden, everyone was taught how to read and write certain passages from the Bible, and that was
The
it.
important stuff.
Yes.
Of course.
So I don't know what it's called in English, but it's basically excerpts from the Bible compiled into a book, and then like maybe once or twice a month, a priest would come around and you would recite these to the priest, and then you get scored on it. And that was it. So everyone could read and write that and nothing else.
That's what you need to read.
Kind of amazing.
Wild.
The past.
Yes. I mean, we didn't get public schools in that sense, I think, until 1960s.
Wow.
Well,
Well, I think we have some bird corpses to collect then.
So we collect bird corpses, we burn them in ovens,
Yes.
then we go to a massive fairy party in a week.
Yes. And I think that is an excellent point to wrap this mystery on. And we shall
high five.
and then we shall see who survived the fairy party next week when we start a new mystery.
If Victor's not going to the fairy party, Blender's going to stay with him.
No.
But yes, we are
You
going
go
to
to the
hop
party.
on over to something I like to do, which is favorite moments. So we're gonna swap.
Yeah.
Uh,
Excellent.
Do we do the XP thing?
yes,
Oh,
we do
yes,
the
yes,
XP
yes, yes.
thing. Give me a moment. Where did it go?
I'm cold. Where's my blanket?
Experience
clothes
points. So there are
No.
8 questions to gain experience points. First of all, everyone gets 1 for participating in the session.
Hooray!
Potato.
Level up.
Yar.
So, first question is, did you confront any Vaesen? Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
confront. You talk to Vettir.
We
We
fed.
could have fought them
some
if we
Vaesen.
wanted to.
Yes, you could have.
No, I don't think so. think
You would have
morally-
gotten swarmed.
And also the guilt.
I didn't say we
Yeah.
would have succeeded.
Did you identify a previously unknown Vaesen?
The giant.
Exactly, but
Yes.
the giant a bit.
Yes.
Hint.
Is that for the group?
I think we all sort of took part in that.
Yeah, if you were in the discussion about it, I'd say you get an experience point for that.
Yep.
We just found out about it later when they were like, "Oh yeah, that giant," and we were like, "Wait, what?"
Wait, no,
Yeah,
hang on.
it's like, what giant?
I
What?
think
Where? Were you affected by your dark secret?
Yes.
Yep.
No, not this week.
I have this feeling that my
Alright.
dark secret is just never going to be an issue.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it came up quite enough during my discussion with Terris to count. Does it? Did it?
I mean, you did reflect on it, but I'm not sure if you would want to call it like you were
Yeah.
like something.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't call it affected.
No. Did you take risks to protect other people?
Hmm.
I was giving my necklace to Victor.
I was trying to give my necklace to Annika.
Annika.
I don't know if that counts.
I was so. The only instance I can think of is taking the box, not knowing what it was.
Yeah.
And yeah. But the thing was, Josh Meta was very confident that it was not dangerous. I don't know if Ansfrid was. Is the trick.
No, I'd say that counts.
Though I would actually argue the whole seance thing was far more risky.
Yes.
Does
It's
participating in a
fine.
seance count as taking risks?
There was no real risk to Annika at that point. The
Yeah.
risk was Ansfrid's mind going
Ansfrid,
bye-bye.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He's fine now.
So fine.
Mum's
He's
I don't think
fine.
Leighton really took a risk this session.
Neither.
Nothing bad has ever
No,
happened
me
to someone
neither.
during a seance.
I was mostly just being taken care of, I think.
Have you learned anything?
Yes.
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 I mean, we
So
learned
much.
about the like the giant and the fact that he was the like genesis of the name of the town.
Yep.
We
I loved
also
that
learned
as well.
that
Yes.
we killed the guy.
Yeah, you did learn that.
Yeah. That's how you kill a Valram.
Would you like me to kill that guy for you? It sounds like he sucks. And I'll totally kill that guy for you.
Like, that guy
Uh,
sounds terrible.
Did you
Anyways,
develop
you
something
didn't
in your
like
headquarters?
practice.
No, because you weren't back there.
New farmer, actually.
Yeah. Passive
Developed
stream
new
of income.
farmer.
Yeah.
Because we are now the foreman of the.
I mean, you do have access to the administrative building.
I was gonna say,
And
well,
if any one of you are good at forging signatures,
Yo,
Give
I
it a
feel like
go.
Annika could forge a signature.
We've got a week here as well. We could
Yes.
definitely manufacture some way because as we established outside of game, we don't get paid for this.
no.
I think we could write
turn this
ourselves
into a
a
small
little check.
passage.
We can do a little
Income.
tax fraud as a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 1890s. The advanced signature checks have not been invented yet.
Who
Also, if the
owns
tax
this?
man comes collecting, I can just beat him up.
Who owns this place? Because if the foreman
That's how
seemed to be in
Dobermans
charge
exist.
of everything, like, was he the owner?
Not
Because
anymore.
presumably not. Yeah. I'm just like, how easy would it be to take ownership of this quarry? It seems very much like, well, there's a massive vacuum of power right here, and I have a really big vacuum.
Me walking up to this unoccupied limestone quarry.
It's like, mine now! Dibs! Haha, everyone heard it. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Was there
so
anymore? No.
so I'd say that actually up until this point, the foreman was the owner, but I was just reading up on the history of the quarry, and it says a consortium of owners had possession of it until they created a company the year 1900. This is in 1890.
I feel like we just.
I ain't never been
we
part of an adventuring consortium before.
Yeah,
I
think that's us.
We just got a quarry, and we're hiring that guy to run it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, we killed the previous owner, so I mean, by the
Highlander
rule of
law.
this is definitely what you keep, what you kill.
And I killed the owner of this
Chronicles
place.
of Riddick rules.
Or it's like, what is it, the Ron Swanson thing with like the will with like the I leave everything I own to whatever man, beast, or something has killed me.
Yes.
I take as a man beast. I take that.
Got him, man beast.
So why not?
Leighton's
I
not
don't
a
see
lawyer,
why
he's
not.
not going to argue with this.
Man bost.
So we are. Man beast approves. So the 5 members of the Hamdal Quarry Emporium consortium hire on what's his face, random dude,
and his brother.
Simon's brother, as the new quarry foreman, and then hire him a lovely secretary to do his letters and numbers. We skim 10% of the profits off to run our organization, and everybody gets a bonus.
Yes. The brother's name is John.
John.
Sorry?
Yes.
Excellent. Does that count as developing?
John,
Sure.
Sure. Salary.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'll count
I tell
that.
John that I'm doubling his salary.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, John's earned it.
And I think there's a nice house that's free now as well.
That's ours.
And
Dibs.
on that note, question number 8: did you perform an extraordinary action?
Damn right.
Oh boy, did we!
I think so just now.
Yeah.
Does that
We
mean I
gave-
get 2 points then? Because I've now got 10 check marks.
Mm-hmm.
Aggressive capitalist repossession. Does that count as extraordinary?
Yes.
I'm also going to
Excellent.
count my seance, but yeah.
Valid.
We
I mean,
inserted ourselves into IRL honest to god history.
Exploding the owner into a cloud of birds? Yes, I'd say that is a
you
violent
just does
repossession.
that? Well,
Just did
The
that.
previous owner was a giant bat, bird thing, so I kind of rode him for a while, and then he exploded.
Huh?
We're
Let's
choice-
just pause and
Yeah.
let that one sink in for a
I'm
while.
like, I think that one begs a lot of follow-up questions.
Look, there doesn't appear to be anywhere on the IRS forms for this.
None of which we are allowed to answer on stream.
Can I
Oh,
just
I've
take a
unplugged
small
the
victory lap
headphones.
as having ticked all 8 of those?
Nice.
That's amazing.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't hear anything, so all I'm seeing is Josh got. I'm like,
That's me
Whatever's
taking a
being
victory
said,
lap for ticking
fun.
all 8 questions.
fuck yeah.
Which means I went from 4 to 12.